Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yay.
Video games.
Video game.
I've
Video
heard of those.
games? Yeah. It looked like for a second that your icon was showing up twice in the Discord list, but no, it was just the Switch showing that you were going online, or someone was going online. Oh, can you do the full screen preview for us so that we don't have the so that the window is bigger?
Yeah. I guess.
Just. Oh fuck! I don't have voice mod running. Welcome to my realm, located beyond both time and space.
I think we should just have him with the chillest dude voice imaginable.
That's exactly what I'm doing. It is well that thou art here.
So, can you hear this currently?
No.
No.
You
If I
can't
unmute,
chat.
I'm unmuting stream and I also can't hear it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's not great.
So, and output.
There it is.
Is it coming through Parsec though?
No, not Parsec.
Still nothing through Parsec.
As long as it's on stream, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can worry about the Parsec audio later. Or actually, yeah, if you do monitor and...
Well, I had it on monitor and output, and I can hear it in my headphones.
Oh, well. Okay, that's something we can worry about later. Whatever, as long as stream can hear it.
So let's wait. Because it's definitely coming through on the desktop thing here. Well, whatever.
Alright, you ready to keep going?
Yeah.
Alright. I am that which humans call Arceus.
Or sometimes Arceus.
I'm really not too picky about it. Now,
I'm
I
a
wish
man
to
of
know-
many names.
I wish to know thine appearance.
There's no dog girl option.
Criminal.
White.
Dude, you've got blue hair? Nice. What is thy name? Catch those radical waves of the sun.
Hey.
Arceus,
Thank
you
for humoring
surf.
Quark.
It's super effective. Skyla. That's a kick-ass name. Soon thou shalt find thyself in a world strange to thee.
So true.
A world inhabited by wondrous creatures that humans call Pokemon.
Not like your own world.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of doing you a favor here. I hope you enjoy yourself while you visit Skyla. Seek out all Pokemon, and thou shalt find me once more.
All of them?
All
of
of
them.
Every
Then.
single one.
There's
That's
only a
gonna
couple
take-
hundred in the area.
I love this intro scene.
Oh,
It's so good.
Stupid t-shirt.
my phone.
Hey,
That-
can I
that
borrow
feel
your
when-
phone for a second?
Hang on. There's a really cool
You
game
got
I think
games
you
on
need to
your
download.
phone?
Hang on, I'm installing Pokemon Go. It'll help you out.
Oh my god. It's gone.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's God. Hallelujah.
Can't believe God stole your phone.
It's cool. I upgraded it to the next model.
Cool. Does it have those 6G networks or whatever?
Yeah,
Still have
you
the
even have service
headphone
despite.
jack?
Hey, Can't get that one, man. That's
You-
long gone.
Did you bring headphones with you? I didn't think so. No one thinks to bring headphones with them when they're going back in time.
Not
Wake up!
a little makeup.
Oh, do wake up, won't you?
I don't want to get up.
Babies!
Rowlet
alive?
said that to me.
I love all three of these so much.
Oshawott, little fella.
Little lad, tiny baby,
The hardest part of any Pokemon game.
picking one of these three.
Oh, you gave me quite the shock falling from the sky like that.
Like what?
Oh, but thank
Yeah.
goodness you seem unharmed. Oh, why, this is Prelude Beach, of course. Dear me, did the shock of your fall somehow addle your memory?
I wasn't that smart to begin with, to be fair.
I must say, your clothing is unusual.
You don't
wouldn't
like
have-
my tropical t-shirt?
You wouldn't happen to have an acquaintance in these parts, would you?
Don't know.
I'm very scared and afraid.
I see. You seem to be in a bit of a pickle. Might I offer some directions? Do you have anywhere around here you could stay?
Don't know.
I love that the characters are now so much more expressive because you look so sad and scared. It's adorable.
So you don't know anyone here, and you don't even know where to spend the night. Well, this is a proper pickle indeed. Are you quite sure you'll be able to survive?
I'll figure something out.
I don't know what to do.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not an adult. I'm like 15.
I see. Well, no gentleman would abandon a person in such need.
Thanks, man. Are you sure you can call yourself a gentleman wearing a hat like that?
Enough about the hat!
And one thing about it!
Splash. Was taking a bath. Oh my, I'd completely forgotten. I just got up to these 3 runaway Pokemon when you tumbled out of the sky.
Yeah, when you, fell out of the sky.
Nosedive.
It's almost as if they knew you'd appear here. Also, how did you survive that? It's like you fell from at least a few miles up.
I'm imagining, like, the ocean.
There's sand. It's soft.
Or Arceus just defied physics for you. And just, like, made you fell at a very dangerous speed, but you landed, you were just fine. Just God made sure.
Do you
You
even
fall
know
really
what a Pokemon
slowly.
is?
It's like
I've
the
heard of
opening.
them before.
It's like the opening to Laputa. God, I love that movie.
Oh, that's a relief. Though you fell from the sky, it seems we have some common ground, eh?
We all
Get it?
fucking love
Ground?
Pokemon.
Yeah, man.
Yes, well, these 3 Pokemon belong to me, mysterious creatures that they are. Oh, yes, and what might your name be?
We already went through the what's your name spiel.
Oh, yours called Skyla.
Oh,
That
you
name
fell out of the
is quite-
sky. I get it. That makes sense.
I imagine it must have some lovely meaning.
Yeah, it has the
The
word
one who
sky
fell out
in
of the
it.
sky.
Oh, but I do apologize. I haven't even introduced myself.
Oh,
My name is Laventon. I'm something of a Pokemon professor.
something of.
That is to say, I'm a scholar seeking to deepen our understanding of Pokemon.
I'm gonna Google Laventon and make
Yes,
sure it's a
Pokemon
tree.
such as these.
Bye.
Oh, blasted bother! My darling Pokemon, why must you run from me again?
It's those pinstripe pants, man.
Oh, I never noticed those before.
They're just scared of the pants. They make you look too tall.
I'm terribly sorry, but do you think you could help me round them up? I beg you. Wait!
Aw.
I haven't even been here 10 minutes and you're already being given errands.
Spin! Frankly, tragic that you're not allowed to do the spin in place thing that Sword and Shield had.
Oh yeah.
Kenny hasn't invented yet.
Fast speed by default. It's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dunno.
You can also turn on motion controls for the throwing camera.
Ooh.
I usually have mine set at 1, but you could probably... It can't hurt to
Well,
feel what it's
experiment
like
a
without
bit.
it. It's just I figured I'd mentioned it because that's the way that you turn it on and off, which is weird for
What,
a
the
slider.
settings menu?
Well, no, like I mean, like you'd imagine that it would be a toggle and then the slider would be there rather than it just being a slider. I don't know. Whatever. Splatoon has spoiled me with its aiming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
you dropped your phone.
There's a glowing beacon object over there.
Do you like the upgrade I gave you? It's a
It is
sweet
pretty
grade.
sweet. It's kind of
I'm
hard to
so-
hold though.
I installed this cool new game I found. It's called Fortnite.
Fortnite mobile.
It's got a ring on it for easy holding, and you can even put your keys on it and stuff.
It's probably your phone, but it's changed shape. You feel a strange power emanating from it.
Godly cell phone.
I will never get over the female trainer's pog face when they're surprised.
It's really good on the male trainer too. All the expressions are really good in this game. I bestow upon thee this arc phone and thy mission. Seek out all Pokemon. They're just kind
That
of
seems
scattered
kinda hard,
around
man.
everywhere. I mean, I can send you back if you're not having fun. Do you want to go back and do homework and high school and shit? I didn't think so. Pokemons were fun. If you had the opportunity to drop out of high school and just raise Pokemon, wouldn't you?
Alas, yet another miss. Oh, the other miss. Aha! I'm glad you've come to my rescue, my new friend from the sky.
He said yet another miss because there's actually another young girl that fell from the sky. She's your rival character.
I tried catching my little runaways by tossing some Pokeballs their way, but I'm not the best at this sort of thing, you see. Like, do you know how hard it is to properly aim these dang things? I'd love to give you a go at it, but perhaps I should tell you a bit about these three first.
Sure, man.
Now, that one is Rowlet.
Baby.
Very
Round.
Rowlet can photosynthesize like a plant, and apparently it battles using its sharp feathers.
They're so they're round.
True.
That one over there is Cyndaquil.
Also baby.
The fire burning on Cyndaquil's back will flare up whenever it's surprised or irate.
Boom.
Baby the third.
Super baby.
The Esquire.
Pokemon near the pond is Oshawott. Oshawott
What are you
naps while
biting
floating-
at, little guy?
while-
There's
while
bugs in the
floating
air.
on the water, and it can battle using the shell-like object on its belly.
He's so baby.
It's not actually a shell, though. Oh my, I nearly forgot to cover the most crucial thing, how to go about catching Pokemon.
I've never done that before.
Here you are, my girl. Pokeballs! Throw these at Pokemon to catch them.
See, this is the one game where excessive tutorials are acceptable, both because of all the new mechanics and also because training Pokemon is literally a brand new concept in this universe, which is so so it's like, okay, are you sure you gotta hang on it? Okay. Oh, actually, she's actually really good at what the it's just very funny. It's a very funny contrast.
It's supposed to be.
By the way, how much have you seen about like trailers and stuff for this game, Dubbie?
Not a lot. I
Hey,
think basically
Zakori.
just the reveal trailer and it's not all I can
Yeah.
recall.
I will try to
I
limit.
love these Pokeball designs. I
It's
need to say
great.
that now.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of the friend ball that what's his face in Sammy
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
Young
similar.
Sammy.
The same idea with the little twisty dial on the top.
yeah.
Ah, but that won't do for an explanation, will it? I do apologize. Let me be more thorough. Now,
Fine,
I've
man.
mentioned already that Pokemon are strange, marvelous creatures. What's so strange about them, you ask? Well, each and every Pokemon is able to shrink itself down to minuscule size. This is a line that will not have any implications for the entire rest of the franchise whatsoever.
I just think he's wrong.
Yeah,
That's my personal thought.
And that's where Pokeballs come in.
I've got lore stuff I could talk about it, but this is literally the opening. I can't do it now.
Pokeballs are a recent invention, you see. Throw one of them at a Pokemon, and... why, the Pokemon will shrink down and fit inside the ball, comfy as can be. And with that, you've caught a Pokemon.
Man, imagine if Pokemon could just like shrink themselves down into like fit. Like, just imagine a really tiny like Charizard or something sitting in like a bird's nest.
That reminds me, you know what I miss from the early games is that unique sprite for when they'd use minimize.
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
thing.
That was
Yeah,
only
it
a
would
thing
be
in
like a
Red
little
and Blue.
tiny thing.
It's
Yeah,
never been a thing since.
I think it was in Johto too.
I
Maybe.
could see them doing the same kind of idea, but with later games, if they made the minimize sprite just the little icon that they have in the menus.
Ah, I know we've just met, but I'm afraid I've no one else to turn to.
Also, my aim is shit.
I'd be awfully grateful if you could catch my 3 runaways.
He doesn't have a throwing arm.
Now, the proper technique is to take aim at the Pokemon, let the ball fly. It's quite simple.
Yeah,
Haven't-
yeah, old man. Let a professional show you how it's done.
Though far be it from me to say so, I suppose, given my own dire lack of skill in this area.
Aw.
Sorry.
Baseball hasn't been invented yet.
This guy's a
hurt
nerd.
his
He doesn't play the
feelings.
sport.
Pokemon can be caught by throwing Pokeballs at them. Hold down the ZR button to ready a Pokeball and take aim. Keep moving around as you do, so use the right stick to adjust your angle and aim carefully at your target Pokemon.
Yeah, this is where having the motion control kind of helps.
I didn't
Release.
know about this until a while in. I was used to it at that point, so I just never turned it on.
It's not the most necessary feature.
Release the ZR button to throw the Pokeball. If it hits a Pokemon, you may be able to catch it.
Holy
If
shit.
you're ready to Pokeball and do not want to throw it, press the B button to cancel the throw.
He gives Uncle energy. He does. He's great.
He's a good man. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
I just need to roast him mercilessly. He just has that vibe, you know?
Yeah, one mercilessly mercilessly roasts one's family.
Good
You
job.
baby.
You can just walk right up to them and they'll just kind of. It's a
Roll around.
He's so cute.
Look at him go.
You know, the entire run up to this game, I had decided Rowlet was gonna be my starter, and then I got to this part and saw that boy running in circles around the pond, and and then it ended up being my starter.
You made
That
the
was-
smart decision.
That was the same way that I did it.
So, for me, when I played this part, somehow Cyndaquil was inside that boulder.
saw that clip. It was really good.
Oh, wonderful! You've quite the knack for this Pokemon catching business, Skyla. Jolly useful skill to have around here.
Thanks, man.
Only 2 of my darling runaways left now. Still, this is most unusual. You don't seem fearful of Pokemon in the slightest.
Look at these things.
They're babies.
Look
There's-
at this. Look at the Oshawott waddling around the lake.
I like to imagine that his aim isn't good, but these particular Pokemon also just like messing with him, so they never cooperate and get in the balls.
Ooh, fishing.
Look at him. He's even more spherical now.
I can hardly believe it, Skyla. Incredible! You know, many people fear to even approach Pokemon, never mind catch them. Bravo indeed!
Thanks.
Just one more to go. Let's wrap this up sharpish, shall we?
First person mode.
Mm-hmm. First person thrower.
When is the first person shooter Pokemon game?
It's called Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Ah,
There's no
yes.
guns in that.
I'm afraid
You're
that can
snapping
happen.
photos. You're shooting photography stuff. Great. Wow. Fuck that joke up.
Good job. That was really funny, by the way.
Pokeballs are hardly 100% foolproof. Give it another go, old girl. Where'd he go? There he is.
So cute.
I love him.
Oh,
It's just a
Oshawott,
baby.
little baby. Look at that confident saunter.
Ah, thank you very much indeed. Oh, what a relief to have them all back. You see, the 3 Pokemon you caught have only just arrived at the village to help with our research. They won't yet listen to anyone. And as I mentioned, they bolted from the village almost as if they knew you'd come falling.
They smelled protagonist energy.
But I must say, Skyla, I was taken aback by how well you use Pokeballs. How is it that you catch Pokemon so ably when you've only just arrived here? One can't help but think there's a reason you appeared here and now.
God sent me.
It's true, I did. Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Seek out all Pokemon. That object is an Arc phone, you say? It's a phone. What an odd device. Could it be guiding you somehow?
I like to think that the seek out all Pokemon message is riddled with typos, as he tried to type it with his big, like.
He,
Pointy hoof.
he used text to speech, so it's there's just no punctuation.
If you'll indulge me for a moment, there's something I'd like to share with you.
Sure.
You see, I have a dream to compile this region's first complete record of its Pokemon. We in the field call such a catalog a Pokédex.
Novel concept, I know.
Yes,
In the field.
a proper Pokédex is a wonderful work of research containing detailed records of all the Pokemon to be found in a region.
Dude, could you imagine having like a little travel, like pocketbook style thing, where you just take it out and it's got little indexes for like different Pokemon or things you could feel like it'd be like bird watching, but like dangerous.
Bird watching is dangerous in Australia.
I mean, yeah. You bust out your bird watching book and flip to the page about the fire breathing dragon or the jet plane that's like the living jet plane dragon. It's like,
But-
oh, look at this lovely little pigeon, and oh, look at this baby dragon and its angry mother coming directly towards me.
That's just called a bear.
In order to properly document Pokemon, one must, of course, catch them.
Big if true.
And therein lies the rub, I'm afraid. Pokeballs have only just been invented, and not many have mastered the skill of using them. Enter you, a person with a clear talent for catching Pokemon. Your goal is to seek out every Pokemon, and mine is to have all those Pokemon caught. A situation ripe for teamwork, don't you agree? Come now, what do you say? Shall we help one another out, my girl?
You've convinced me.
Then whoever and
file some adoption papers real quick.
then whoever and from wherever you may be, I welcome you with open arms.
Your trainer's just like, would it be awkward if I gave you a hug now, new dad?
We have a Pokédex to complete. First things first, let's get these Pokemon back to the village. Then we'll sort out your lodgings and find you some proper clothes and a meal and all that.
Doesn't like my t-shirt.
Follow me
It
then.
is kind of tacky.
Onward
What
to
the hell,
Jubilite
man?
Village.
What do you mean it's
What is that?
That's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's
That
normal.
looks normal. Stop.
Don't you have a giant hole in the sky?
Oh yeah,
it's the ozone layer.
oh yeah, the sky hole. And yeah, the sky's just like that around here. It's been like that ever since we got here.
The sky hole.
Thank you for your tireless
the
work keeping us
sky
safe, my good guardsman. This young lady was of great assistance to me and my Pokemon, so I hope you'll forgive my bringing her into the village for a bit.
With that t-shirt, I do. No.
Dude, is she wearing her pajamas? How'd she get here?
What? Who's wearing sandals to bed?
I mean, everyone in the village wears sandals.
A bed?
Well, fair enough.
No, obviously they wear it to futon. Duh.
God, shut up!
This way, if you please.
All right, are you ready for some unceremonious voice action?
Jubilite Village. It's come a long way thanks to the fine people of the Galaxy team. This road we're on now is known to the locals
That's
as
quite the
Canal
outfit right
Avenue.
there.
Where'd you come from?
The village was built scarcely 2 years ago. There's much to do yet, and not many to do it.
What manner of dress is that? That guy has two voices.
Now, that impressive building up ahead of us is Galaxy Hall.
You're not supposed to talk to strangers, you know.
Who's out the professor?
Excellent job, everyone. Nicely done. Oh, botheration. I'd almost forgotten. I need to go and report that we successfully recovered the escaped Pokemon. Might I ask you to wait for me at the canteen? It's just past this bridge here, then to the left. The Wallflower, it's called.
It's a really cute name for a restaurant.
Perks of going to the Wallflower.
Rock phone is beeping.
Oh, what's God want now?
Somehow it seems to show where you need to go next.
Listen, I want to help you speed through these tutorials a little bit so that you can get to the
I'll
action.
install the GPS for you.
Sweet.
Called MapQuest.
This thing's got Google Maps.
Remember MapQuest had to like print out directions where you went
Oh,
somewhere
yeah.
before GPS were a thing.
Hey, who's that?
Giving me the stink eye.
Well, now, aren't you awfully suspicious? Don't make her sad. Wallflowers for Galaxy Team folk only. We don't have seats for outsiders. Move along. Grr. Oh.
Oh,
Stop.
Who in the world are you? And what's that bizarre garb you're wearing?
Do they
you
not
need
have
to drag her
pants
out
where you
this
come from?
entire game, I hope you know.
Pokemon could slice right through those flimsy excuses for clothes. For you to get in here, someone must have vouched for you.
You've never seen shoes like those before?
Was it Professor Lavington? Do you two know each other? He's from a region a long way off. Also, yeah, I kind of hate the Galaxy Team default shoes. They do look like red. they're ridiculous.
They're straw.
Oh yeah, I know, but like they do look like red. Not the most reliable sort though, letting Pokemon run off and give him the slip and all.
Oh, roast him while he's not even here to defend himself.
3 more of them got away just a while ago. Imagine if this was 3 separate starter Pokemon. And there's
Oh my god.
if I hadn't been resting up after some Pokemon dropped me with a move called Thundershock, I'd have controlled them for sure. Or corralled them. I didn't even realize I misread that yet. But the professor, well,
Unfortunately, it's just as Ray says. I'm a clumsy sort of fellow, to put it mildly.
heck!
But everything will be quite alright now. Skyla here has agreed to help us with our Pokédex.
I like the way that Mush is enunciating Pokédex. As in, she's going to join the Survey Corps? What makes you think that's a good idea? We can't just take in any misfit who wanders out of the wilderness.
Sure we can.
His little scowl is adorable. Ah!
Hello, ma'am. I love you.
This is Dubbie on the sheet.
Assuming the individual can contribute to the survey corps, that is.
Oh no, not again.
Oh no, everyone's gonna call it the corpse.
I called it
Survey
Corps correctly.
Corps.
I am the captain of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps. You may call me Silene.
Wife material.
So a lot of people like to theorize that the player in this game is like the protagonist from Diamond and Pearl, but after the events of the game. So I like to imagine that the moment that they see Silene, they're just like, no eyebrows, cannot trust.
Professor Lavington has told me how you helped secure his Pokemon when they slipped his control. And now it seems he would like us to feed and house you in exchange for your ongoing labor. You look to be 15 or so. Quite old enough to work for your keep. Child labor?
Labor laws haven't been invented yet. This is like 1850 or something.
Something like that.
We don't respect children and autonomy.
We can't simply take on a stranger who wanders in among us without any idea of their skills or origins.
I'm so sad I don't have voice mod running. I would have slammed that fucking button so hard.
Yeah, one could almost call it a bit sus.
The jokes, we got 'em, folks.
Tomorrow we shall see if you can prove yourself worthy.
Feeling a little pressured here.
Ho ho! A most reasonable decision, Captain. Now, would you care to join us for a meal? I'm sure you've got plenty of questions for our visitor.
That's quite alright. I prefer to eat alone, so I might appreciate my meals without distraction.
That's okay. I don't like people watching me eat either.
No, I'm a little awkward.
Aloof as always, I see. Well, no matter. The rest of us can share a meal and some pleasant conversation then, eh? Benny, old chum! The usual potato mochi, if you please, but make it for 3 today!
Do I ever make anything else?
Wonderful
Hey, you're
stuff,
the
Benny.
only other person who comes here and you order the same thing every time.
Much
Starting
obliged.
to
Your
get
potato
old,
mochi
actually.
never fails to please.
I'm bored of making this potato mochi. Order something.
Where'd you find this stranger in the first place, Professor?
Ha, well, you know of that great hole in the sky? The one people call the space-time rift? A new
Also,
friend
love how
fell right out of it.
Zakori just immediately defaults to calling Laventon Uncle Laventon instead of Professor. Was that a joke? I love
His
this
face.
expression is really good.
I think the puff is just like a puff.
it's like
on
a-
Pom
cat.
pom. I have a
Yeah,
hat
it's a
like
big
that. Well, the pom pom's not quite that big.
He doesn't actually know it's there.
The reason I assigned this character to Mush is specifically because I remember Mush saying that they had a hat like that and that they liked the hat design.
Come now, I am a scientist.
Do you see my coat? Do you see my hat? I am a scientist.
My job is to observe and explain any and all phenomena. I concern myself only with facts. Now, you already know there are many Pokemon here in the Hisui region. You know, I was certain somebody was going to make a joke about my hat after that declaration. Like some...
Sure, they're all over the place. In the grass, in the forests, in the ocean. It's up to us in the Survey Corps to study them and figure out what kind of creatures they are.
Well,
Oh,
we know this much. Pokemon are terrifying creatures.
One of them ate my sandal the other day.
It's all but impossible to know what kinds of powers they might possess, or what sorts of wondrous things they can do.
I do love that we get.
little pout.
I do love that we get a look in the past of like when, you know, Pokemon are still scary and unfamiliar things. Like it's just everyone in this village is fucking terrified.
But that's where Skyla comes in. She successfully caught 3 Pokemon! 3 of them! In quick order, you understand!
She only used 3 balls. It took me like 80.
4 because it broke out of one.
Oh right, yeah.
Nobody in the Galaxy team is capable of a feat such as that. Not a single person here is capable of throwing a ball at a Pokemon.
They're too scared
Once
of
in a day.
the little rats and gophers and shit wandering around.
This means
Be
we can
like-
finally begin our research in earnest.
Hooray!
That's really something. We count ourselves lucky when we manage to catch a single wild Pokemon while fending off their attacks.
How did these
Okay.
people do anything?
Holy.
Well, to be perfectly fair, the Pokemon that fled to the beach weren't on the attack.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
But the key to catching Pokemon is getting close enough to aim your Pokeball well. And it seems our new friend is fearless enough to do just that.
Does the Survey Corps really have the leeway to be enjoying a leisurely meal with this outsider? I'm old. That means I'm immediately suspect of everyone. Your captain
hates
just
your
ordered.
shirt.
Your captain just ordered 10 whole portions of potato mochi. You know, the slow progress on that Pokedex of yours clearly has her on edge. She's a stress eater.
I'm
cute.
sure we'll start to rein in the good captain stress eating soon enough.
The game
That's
made
really
that for me.
cute.
Now, how do you feel, Skyla?
There's something really funny about the very stern-looking Silene just having an extreme fondness for potato mochi and just eating them by the fistful.
And think, if you make it into the Galaxy team, you'll never have to worry about a meal again.
Sounds like a plus.
The team provides for all of its members' needs, even if said members fell out of the sky. He's not letting that go, is he?
Would you?
It is pretty
I mean,
weird.
it seems pretty remarkable.
Ah, it was quite delicious. Quite delicious indeed. Ray.
You're awfully relaxed about all this. You do know that we won't have to get or won't get to have Skyla join the Survey Corps unless she passes a trial.
Not to worry. I have complete confidence in Skyla's skills.
I love Ray's expressions.
Let's hope it is not misplaced. Skylar, was it? For the night at least we will provide you with a place to sleep. You may use our quarters there.
Kick ass.
But if you fail to pass the trial we put to you tomorrow, you must move on. You'll be expelled from the village to meet your fate and perhaps your death in the wilds. Wow,
Yeah, they
okay.
just say that outright.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's called the survey corpse, because everyone's dead.
Captain Silene's like Hisui, in a way. They're both plenty harsh. Her expression there says it all. She's just like, what?
Man, this woman told me to die.
15, ma'am!
Now, she simply puts on a stern front to help keep us all safe.
Is that what you call it?
At any rate, I think it's time we turned in for the night, eh? It's a good thing one can't fall out of the futons we sleep in here. I imagine our new friend has had enough falling for one day.
Man!
And with that, I bid you both a good night.
Stern front. She just told a kid to die.
Technically, she told the kid to not die, but, like,
In the
made
most
it very
roundabout
clear
and
that that's a
a kid
possibility.
could
possible.
die.
Yeah, sleep tight.
I'll try to sleep tight while thinking about how I might die tomorrow.
Still, people falling from the sky? That's some kind of story. I love Jubilife Village.
Cute.
You can tell which house is yours because there's a hole where someone punched a hole, punched a hole through the window.
What?
The
Yes,
board on the window
boarded up
pane.
with wood. That's cute.
That is the way that I see where it is from a distance.
Just looks like you'd stored lots and lots of items in it.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh! I hope it
wait,
makes a
Howie,
classic
I
video
love
game chest
some-
noise. Like you walk up to it and goes.
Oh, it's just like Minecraft.
Yeah. Or the Resident Evil save boxes with the protracted.
Very painful sounding.
Jack used to store drinking water. Just a lid on top to keep debris from falling in.
Shoes have been snatched. Yeah, that's right. Your shoes automatically disappear the moment you step off of the sand.
Oh my god, I never noticed that
Polite.
detail.
Automatic manners.
Mandatory manners.
Survey tips contain all sorts of useful information to help you carry out your survey work in the Hisui region. To read them at any time, simply press the up button to open the menu and go to help screen. Handy tips for team members. Don't wish your tours to be forgotten. Diligent record keeping will save you from such a fate.
Na, 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 na.
Finish with a very solid construction. Extra sets of clothing. Nice fire on the sunken hearth can help keep the entire room heated.
Toasty.
There's shoes up there.
Comfy place you got here.
What? Why are those shoes? Are they drying? I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got caught in the rain. Got all muddy.
Ooh, garlic, too.
Yeah, drying out the garlic. You're trying to find the shoe boundary.
Ew, wow.
This threshold of shoes must be found.
It is from Little Witch Academia.
Doof.
Oh!
Barrel.
I love the barrel.
Seems good. This is a good thing to be happening, right?
It's fine. Literally,
And
don't
it-
worry about
Not
it.
at all
It's gonna
suspicious
suit-
kind whatsoever.
It's gonna supercharge a creeper, and then it will blow up someone's house and the entire neighborhood.
Lightning is healthy.
Hey in there, you awake? That was some wild lightning last night, right? Anyway, if you're up, come on out.
Man, we have a job
Oh.
now. This sucks.
Oh, Dubbie, there's something I want you to investigate in this room. Can you look at the jars by the window?
Some lovely stones that someone just must have found, but they're just plain old stones.
We stan stone in a jar. I don't know.
What's in a
These-
jar? I missed those.
I have no idea why they are there.
Where's the Rainbow
just love
Dash
it.
mod?
When I see my plus, you can press ZL to go into first person.
Oh yeah.
Seems to use oil as its fuel.
Great.
Star Rock.
They look like dried out kryptonite. Like
Maybe
in-
they are. Oh, no reflection. That's spooky.
if Deoxys was in this game, those would be the meteorite fragments that you use to change form.
5 principles. Behave with courtesy to others. Superiors are owed your respect. Likes and dislikes are a luxury ill afforded.
Otherwise known as eat your fucking Brussels sprouts.
Those who are weaker must be helped. Difficulties must be faced head on.
So true.
I'm gonna bring that to my slam poetry night. Very, very compassionate, but very stern rules. Did you sleep all night? Oh, sleep all right? I know that that's not easy in a strange new land.
Good.
We better not keep Captain Silene waiting. And let's hurry to headquarters. Alright, I'm gonna have to pull up the casting chart because there's a couple characters that I don't remember immediately. Who is who?
I brought it up.
Cool.
Giving you the side eye.
Ooh. Fancy in here.
Here we are, in Galaxy Hall. What do you think? Ever seen a building this grand before?
It's pretty fancy.
This is Dubbie.
Don't give up. Keep those eyes open.
I don't think this-
they were everywhere, attacking from all sides. I set up my poker Pokemon, but against the whole pack, outnumbered.
This is what happens when you go so far afield. But the medical corps will put you to work.
we'll give you a little kiss on your boo-boo. You, do realize that if you fail your trial and get flung out of the village, you could well die out there. Well,
Well,
you might die even sooner than that if you have to take on this trial without a Pokemon to help. Or be your partner. I had to guess what that line was because I was reading too quickly. Captain Silene, ma'am, I've brought Skyla.
You may enter.
God, I would hate to
on
have
the
that
books.
much paperwork.
Let us get straight to it. If you wish to join the Galaxy Expedition team, prove yourself capable by going out into the Obsidian Fieldlands and catching 3 different species of Pokemon. Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx.
3 species right away? But none of us have ever managed that.
Did this stranger not catch 3 different Pokemon only yesterday?
But they were all like babies!
My trial should be simple enough for her, if the professor wasn't exaggerating things, that is. The Galaxy team does not have the means to provide for those who only take without giving. If you wish to stay, you must prove beyond any doubt that you'll be an asset to our cause. There. I will lend you one of our Survey Corps satchels to carry whatever you may need in the field. Bag!
We got the fanny
nice
pack.
fanny.
That, whatever it is you're wearing, doesn't suit our satchels in the least.
Everyone's a hater.
Right.
T-shirts aren't in vogue yet.
I'll expect you to step in if anything goes awry. Galaxy Team's entry trial. Press the Y button while consulting the map on your Arc phone. You can check the tasks you have waiting. Missions must be completed to progress in your adventure, where requested optional and given by people you meet.
Yeah.
They also have a
Story versus side quest.
They also have slightly different icons on the map whenever there's a new one.
Pardon, Skyla. Come with me a moment.
Yeah, I feel like 15 is a good age range for believability in this case, as opposed to the 11 years old that Red supposedly was in the
was
first
10.
game. Or 10, right.
Now then, jolly good morning to everyone.
What did you need, Professor?
In order to complete our Pokédex and, well, simply survive in this unforgiving land, Skyla absolutely must pass this trial.
He's the only one with a decent throwing arm in this entire village.
And, as a professor
No
of
pressure.
Pokemon, I've got just the ticket to help accomplish that.
It's babies!
It's time to pick your baby.
Do you want Crew? Do you want Foom? Or do you want Plish Plash?
Oh, I'm leaning towards Bliss Splash personally.
Go
I
on,
could
Skyla.
go
Pick
anyway.
the Pokemon that strikes your fancy. With a partner of your own, you'll be able to fight off wild Pokemon outside the village. These little darlings are very dear to me, but it's plain to
too.
see they're rather curious about you.
Oshawtt's expression is like looking up at you with such adoration.
Well, my
He's just a
girl,
little bit high.
which Pokemon would you like to keep as your very own?
They're all so fucking cute.
I love all of them.
Decision must be made.
There is no.
There,
You must make a choice.
there will be a way to get the other starters at the end of the game for the Pokedex stuff, so you can use them on your team in the post game stuff. But like, you gotta pick your baby. How does one do that?
First, you get really dizzy, and then whoever you point to.
All right, everyone, start coming up with nicknames for all three, and then we'll just start spitballing names, and whichever one W likes the most will influence her choice. Why not just choose whichever one your gut tells you to? Well, my gut told me all three.
We could roll a die for them if you really can't pick.
Yeah. Where are my dice? Oh, they're in my bag.
Hang on.
How about stuff on hand if you want me to roll?
Oh, cool.
Well, my girl, which one do you want?
The two D's in DD Dragoni stand for double dice.
This is true.
No.
No leaving, you must choose.
I need you to
What
sign
if I
these
need to
adoption
ask
papers.
Eileen for
So do you want me to roll for it, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's a 4,
What does that mean?
which means Rowlet, I believe, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
Simply
enough.
kidnap them all.
Oh, buddy! You want Rowlet as your partner?
Why the hell not?
Quark is disappointed, but none of us are.
I don't like Rowlet very much.
Well, you can suck it up,
It is.
babies. Quark is just also not partial to birds that aren't Firo, so
And with
I
that,
like Firo, alright.
one of the Pokemon you caught at Prelude Beach for me will now be yours to keep. Good show! I've tucked Rowlet back inside its Pokeball for you, so take it. It's yours.
as long as you've got enough. No. I can't hear those exact words with that framing.
You've received Rowlet.
You have found the orb.
Bird.
A word of advice, my girl. Pay close attention to which Pokeballs are empty and which ones contain a Pokemon when you're out in the field.
Oh, I never would have guessed.
I get the feeling
I
this
mean-
is a story that comes from experience.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one game of the series where that's actually a problem. I have thrown so many empty Pokeballs at trees in this game.
See, when I first read the line from Laventon talking about that, my brain went to the Pokemon manga where the little red tops on Pokeballs are
Oh,
like
yeah.
clear, like gacha balls. Look at those two cheer on their pal Rowlet. Or maybe they just wanted to help Skylar with her trial.
They're jealous.
You
They are.
disappointed them.
That could well be. They did go dashing from the village when Skyla fell out of the sky, after all. Well, not to worry, you two. I'll have you assist me with my research for now.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, that's
okay,
so
there's a-
fun.
There's a very, very important detail. After this conversation is done, you need to go back into Laventon's room because you can see them.
By the by, what species has Captain Silene charged you with catching?
Garchomp, what?
Well, that's smashing! All 3 of those species can be found in the Obsidian Fieldlands. Let me give you some Pokeballs to use during your trial, then.
I need more.
You
So-
didn't keep the other ones. He took them
Yeah,
back.
so he gives you 50 for the tutorial and then takes them back, which was confusing to me because I thought that he was going to
Yeah.
that you basically had 70 Pokeballs at this
Yeah,
point.
they
which
don't
is-
they don't make it very clear at all.
Yeah.
These Pokeballs may be handcrafted, but they work a treat, as you've already seen. You'll have this trial cleared in no time.
Let's be off. I'll show you the way to the Obsidian Fieldlands. Meet me at the gate to your left as you leave headquarters. I need to slow down with my lines. I'm trying to be enthusiastic, but that means that I can't keep up with the lines. The lines can't keep up with
That
me.
door right behind the dude to your left.
That dude is also relatively important.
That dude, my favorite character.
Now take a good look around the room. Yep.
Oh, it's hanging out in the fireplace. That's so cute.
He's baby. He's
got
toasting up some
snacks.
berries. You can also look at the
That's a thing that does some
It's hard to guess
stuff.
what it's supposed to do, but it certainly looks impressive.
if
if
you
you
can look
look
at the
up there-
map. There's some very cute details.
Some notes stuck here and there about Pokemon species currently being researched. Crammed cheek by jowl with publications and writings on
I'm
Pokemon.
sorry?
Cheek by jowl.
I have never heard that expression before.
Do solemnly declare that I shall record in all due detail the modes of life of all the Hisui region's Pokemon.
What were you saying, Mosh, about looking up?
Oh, yeah, there's pipes coming out of the top of the weird machine that I've seen people
Yeah.
theorize are what's connected to the Galarian wheezing smokestacks outside.
Yeah, I remember seeing pipes coming out of the front of the building as well. Oh yeah, Rowlet would hang out in the tree. Oshawott hangs out.
Oshawott is locked in the box for baby crimes.
No, no. If you look at
Let him go.
if you look at it from the
Locked
top
for
angle,
baby crimes.
it's open. He can leave whenever he wants. He's just enjoying a snack.
You think that baby can climb? He doesn't have hands.
This baby is too powerful to be contained. He would just walk through the glass.
Smashes it.
It leaves an Oshawott-shaped hole in it. It doesn't even break the whole thing. Cherim Doodle is adorable.
Oh,
Cricketot.
Jeez.
All right, I only get the one for the whole series. I can't mimic it again. That's trying to beat him. That's not even a scientific one. That's just a doodle. I like to imagine the ones on the right are like Ray's field sketches, but then the one on the chalkboard was Laventon.
Yeah.
Papa. Papa.
Abacadabra.
This is my child. He has every disease. She is not casted.
Running low on potions. Guess I need to go and gather more materials.
Oh, hello.
She is casted though, and she is Dubbie.
Oh, hello. That's a familiar hairstyle.
Mhm.
It's safe here in Jubilife Village. Don't forget you can always return here to rest and recover.
I think they did a really cool job of making her a reference to Nurse Joy and also to. I think her name is like
I think it's
I forget-
Mira.
Mira. I knew it ended with an A. But yeah, the
Yeah,
girl
so-
that gets lost in the cave.
I don't think I'd noticed that she only has one hair loopy.
Yeah.
That's
The other
that's
one's
kind of
cut
what. Yeah, that's what kind of what made me think that she was a reference to both. It's because like Mira has
I think Mir only has one.
Yeah.
oh yeah. You. You are
Mush.
Mush.
We're in the middle of nowhere out here. We have to make what we need ourselves.
Wow, that sounds so hard.
Grumpy. I love that you can just see where the Pokeballs get made. It may be a small thing, but it sure feels great to be able to make what's needed for the team.
Hmm.
I'm glad he's having a nice time.
Dude, I get to make orbs all day. This is a kick-ass job.
Nothing like some orb making to really put some pep in your step.
You'll graduate to
spears. Words are hard.
Hello, child.
Secret baby in the corner.
Ducky! Where'd you come from? Your clothes look kind of weird.
Your
Ah,
job is to ponder those
What up
orbs.
about my clothes? This t-shirt's cool.
some new ones!
This t-shirt's cool. None of you appreciate it.
I didn't cast them, but
You're Dragoni
Oh.
now.
Up on the third floor is after the Galaxy Team's commander, Kamado.
Commander Kamado. The
Yeah,
commander
to know
of
a little more about you, mystery kid.
Commander
Have a name.
Kamado.
Commander
Commander
Kamado.
of the commander. Commander of the squad that is led by Kamado. Commander Kamado. Beauregard is very important.
You regard?
Commander Kamado is fantastically strong. Rumor has it he once sent a Pokemon flying with one of those sumo throws he's so proud of.
Hmm.
Security Corps are all voiced by Patrick Warburton. I don't make the rules.
This is canon now. Nothing we can do about it.
Everyone will have their own unique spin on their voices. Anth is
Dubbie.
Dubbie, yeah.
Never seen clothes quite like yours, Han. Where might they be from?
I love her hair. It's very good.
Okay, right.
A bit familiar, even.
Mm.
Hmm. Hello there.
Hi.
And now it's time for the Clueless Talks to Himself corner.
Yeah, it's gonna be lopsided in this game. Don't worry about it. Oh, what a curious getup you have there. I can already tell you're quite the character.
We're fucking talking about your.
I'm Volo of the Ginkgo Guild, the go-to choice for any of your mercantile needs here in Hisui.
Hello, sir.
I've heard talk about you. Fell from the sky, didn't you? Now that's certainly a tale I'd like to hear. Oh, and you've a Pokemon. You're certainly full of interesting surprises. Investigating the odd and novel is key to any good merchant's success. So what do you say? How about you and I see how our Pokemon stand up to one another in battle?
I would love to spend more time with you.
Sure.
Thing.
I like you better and better. What a delightful find.
You think he's in? No.
It's like Skylar leans over to Rain, like, "Do you think he likes me?" And he's like, he flirts with everyone. He's like, "I've also heard about this trial you're to attempt. Let's have a quick battle to get your blood pumping before you head out. It'll be fun. Though I hope you know you'll lose if your Pokemon's HP reaches 0. That's how numbers work."
Ooh.
Inko Guild member Volo challenged you to a battle.
Togepi.
Baby!
Battle of the
We
Babies.
fights.
Also, this theme slaps.
Hey, go stand in between them.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
can
you
move
can move
around.
during battles.
Yeah, just stand in the middle of your again while they're attacking. It'll be fine.
This seems safe.
Ah!
Why'd you do that? That was incredibly foolish. Who told you to do that?
I like to imagine Volo just being like, "What the fuck? This isn't a game of football. You can't just dive in front of the moves, items. Use them well, and the world will open up to you."
As long as we're still here, why would you walk in front of the Pokemon?
So a little sense of self-preservation goes a long way. It's always good fun to have your Pokemon do battle, don't you think?
True.
And as they gain experience through battle, they'll learn even more moves and grow even stronger.
Want to change the moves your Pokemon can use in battle? Open your satchel and choose Pokemon you want. Select the change moves option. Ooh.
Yeah, you can just equip them
That's
and
also where you do
unequip them as you want.
nicknames.
But so few people here have their own Pokemon. If only more people knew how to use Pokeballs. Then I'd finally sell shit. At any rate, let me help our two battlers recover from that little exercise. And you, since apparently you thought you needed to get involved. And to you, my sky-fallen friend, I present some potions in thanks.
You might want one.
For that
Everyone
boo-boo
know
you
about
got.
the fact that I fell from the sky.
Word travels fast when nothing happens in town. There's nothing to do yet except gossip.
Ooh, 60 HP.
Same reason that
Yeah.
rumors about like witches and stuff would pass around. It's like I saw her at the witches at the witches' fire, and it's like, "Girl, what were you doing at the witches' fire?" or whatever. You know the post I'm talking about.
What are you doing at the Witch's Company?
Yeah, exactly.
All healing items got significant buffs in this game for some reason.
I thought
Because
potions-
Pokemon have a
Except for
bunch more
Bear, too.
HP than usual, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's also just more things to encounter.
Yeah.
You can use them on your Pokemon whenever they might be worn out from battle. I'll be hoping that you're successful on that trial of yours. More Galaxy Team members means more customers for yours truly, after all.
This man's dead broke.
Why do you think I'm going around being a traveling salesman? If you can battle that well, I've got a feeling you may have your trial well in hand, even if it's more to do with catching than battling. Now, to the Obsidian Fieldlands! Whenever you leave Jubilife Village, you have to pick a destination from your map, and let Rest the Guardsman know where you're off to. He also sounds like your, I forget what his name is.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick, I was trying to come up with a guard by the thing, but I was going to make a
Beauregard.
Patrick Warburton joke. Yeah, Beauregard, yeah. That way, someone can come collect you if things go wrong. In case you eat shit out there. Which, believe me,
Shit out
will
there.
happen. Hey, I hope you make it through this.
Hey! I do too!
Hope you don't die, buddy.
Exactly.
You're Skylar, correct? That wasn't fun to be passing through. Your travel takes
Committing
place
to this
outside of
bit.
safety of the village. Please take care to come back alive.
It's me. Crunk.
Obsidian Fieldlands.
Yeah, so you just... There you go. This area's theme is really good. This is our base camp. It's where we start and finish our surveys. Now remember what you've got to do. You've been tasked with catching 3 species of Pokemon. That, you know what? That's a fair enough. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know
You've
if
already used the joke once.
yeah, can't do it again. You've been tasked with catching 3 species of Pokemon: Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx. I'm curious to see if the professor's stories about you are really true. Oh, Professor, is something wrong?
Well...
Water gun on the emote wall looks really good.
I didn't see it.
Captain Silene got hold of me after you left. She impressed upon me that I bear full responsibility for whatever happens to our sudden guest.
If she dies out there, I swear to God, I will rip that pom-pom off your hat and shove it down your throat.
What the pom pom?
She doesn't let up. How exactly are you supposed to help out here, Professor? Your aim is kind of
Not.
shit.
To be honest, my dear boy, I don't intend to lift a finger.
Thanks a
Skylar's talents
lot.
are the real deal.
I'm supervising.
She'll pass with flying colors. You'll see.
So, in other words, I'm still the one bearing the responsibility here. Not my ideal state of affairs.
Man, I hate this old man. No.
Let's just get started. You'll be more than equal to this, Skywa. Skywa.
Skywa.
Double Dewa
Will.
and Skywa. It's me, Ray.
Can we do Ray with the uwu from now on? Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, no.
I'll give you one line.
Thank you.
This is Aspiration Hill. I picked a great line to do it on. Aspiration. It holds all of my aspirations. I mean aspirations.
Look up at you.
Okay. When we catch a Bidoof, you have to name them Bidoof. Dewf.
Bidoof.
You may be some sort of prodigy, but just in case, here's what Captain Silene taught me.
Hold down the ZL button to focus on one Pokemon. Yeah, I found that out already.
Yeah.
Lock on.
Bidoof is a mellow Pokemon, which means it doesn't tend to run away when you approach. Aim carefully, let your Pokeball fly, and you ought to be alright.
Nod.
You want to nickname your Rowlet while you're at it?
Yeah. Nickname your Rowlet. The baby.
Wow, what?
Hmm.
Time for Borb.
Please name it
What a-
Thorpe.
You can change the name at any time.
Yeah.
Later, it just changes to, like, General
I am
Borb.
no Borb.
Yeah, so anytime that they don't have the full move slots, it will automatically be learned. But
Yeah.
when you get more than 4, you have to swap them out on your own.
I keep forgetting about that and having to go in and do
Yeah.
things.
Reaching the end game with your starter still knowing Ember.
No
Basically.
comment.
1 foot tall.
1 foot wonder.
Hmm.
But it's got 2. You see?
You're right,
Are
it's
you
not
sure
Hoot
that's
Hoot.
just one big one with 4 toes?
1 big foot.
Please. Okay, it's bad enough that that Hoot's 1 foot looks weird. Like, I know it technically has 2, and it just has like 1 pulled up, but the 1 foot that's down is like super sprawled out, and it looks uncomfortable. I don't know. Hoot's neat, but it just
Oh,
always kind of
doubloons.
weirded me out a little bit.
You're so mean to poor Hoot Hoot.
I love him though.
I like Hoot Hoot's little glasses.
Yeah, they're great. I also like Noctowl, but I still am under the of the opinion that they need either an evolution or a regional form or whatever, where they have
Keep
like
the
a big.
glasses.
Well, yeah, they got to keep the glasses, but they also have to have like a big pendulum thing, so they keep the clock motif going, and so it's like a grandfather clock type thing.
Oh, that'd be cute. That'd be really
One
cute.
Bidoof caught. Now on we march. Six Bidoof to go.
Ooh, on there.
Yeah.
Bidoof.
Yeah, just catch 4 more of them, and then you'll have the team that Jay used for like the entire first stream, and then some.
What was it?
Bidoof.
Doof?
Bidoof.
Doof. Yeah, like that. When they evolve, we just shorten it to Doof. Capital D.
Beowulf.
Or the Doof.
The doof.
Please, Doof was my father. Call me the Doof.
The doof.
Also, apparently, the Doof is also voiced by Patrick Warburton.
Everyone in this game is voiced by Patrick.
Now, Starly here, it's the type to run at a drop of a hat.
I think I'm not wearing a hat.
Here, use mine. But not to worry. Crouch down in the grass, and it won't spot you. That's how you can get close.
Press the B button to crouch.
Crouch down, crouch down, crouch down.
Crouch down for speed. Same brain cell. Parappa brain rot. Oh, Quark, you weren't in the call when I mentioned this, but the other day I got a text from Clarinet Duck. I think we were playing Mario Party, but it said regular people get like pop song lyrics stuck in their head. Meanwhile, I'm over here with perm cut perm. Because I had just shown him the Parappa the Rappa 2 soundtrack. It's really good. And that's Starly
Yeah.
caught too.
Caramba, here, I'll go clean up.
Caramba!
I hate it when
impressed
there's
so
hair
far.
all over the floor.
Thank you for tuning in, Zakori.
Yeah,
The,
thanks for stopping by. Medicinal leaf.
Yeah. I forgot to share another smidgen of wisdom. Smidgen's a good word. I should use it more. How to throw your partner's Pokeball. To quote Captain Silene's wise teachings, have an item at the ready but want to send out a Pokemon? Press X. I still don't really get what that means, but press a Pokemon at the ready but want to throw an item? Press X. The captain's a real expert on these things.
he sounds like it.
She's a real gamer.
She's a real gamer.
Then once you've got a Pokemon ready, try aiming for certain rocks or trees like this one. Your Pokemon will hunt for berries and things, and it'll bring back whatever it finds. Now it's time for your partners to shine. Put that Borb to work. We've reached your final hurdle, catching a Shinx. Alright. Firstly,
No, Shinx, those are real sons of bitches. Oh.
if you want to maybe move your model a little to the left so that we can see what you have as selected as the thing. I don't want you to cover the chat or anything. I don't know. You can play around with the layout another time, but just something worth
What
keeping
if
in
you
mind.
like make yourself float in the air?
Hover Dubbie.
Ooh, Ghost Dubbie.
Ghost Dubbie.
Slowly sliding to the left.
Yeah, like that.
Shuffle.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That works.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna go back over it, and I'm gonna put like a glacial.
Sound of creaky chair sliding across the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I not have... Do I have Rowlet in here? Oh,
I thought you said you had everything up to Gen 7.
I thought so. I
Well,
must not...
that's what co-hosts are for.
Oops.
Let's help find you.
You need a
You-
Rowlet?
You keep playing. We can get the artwork for you.
Hang on.
Yeah.
We'll just
I
send it in
got
the.
it. I can handle it.
Thank you, Quark.
Sure.
You can just paste it in live text.
That is what I am doing.
Thank you very much.
Anytime. Where's the? There it is. There's. Find the server.
It's the one with a bunch of screaming chorus kids. Just follow the sound of their voice.
So true.
God, I forgot how supremely round Rowlet's artwork is.
It's fucking round, man. That is
Yes.
a round fucking guy.
Also, the way that his wings are folded down by his side always makes him look like he's just being very, very polite.
He's got little hands.
Honestly, I think it's very cute. He's like a tiny butler.
There it is. Shank.
Jinx, my old enemy. Actually, that would make sense because this is probably the Pokemon that would have given him the Thunder Shock.
Mhm.
So he probably-
Wait, I can't say that.
I mean, that's also reasonable. If I'm thinking of what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Did you save it in the same folder? Or did you
Sure I
finish
did.
the save?
Oh boy.
This
Layout
was some weird
issues.
Hold
Pokemon
on.
Rangers.
Rowlet.
Oh, is it not saving as a...
You
Oh,
saved
did it
as
save-
Rowlet with no file extension.
That'll do it.
Why?
Who needs file extensions?
Computers do.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
well,
They're
fuck
pretty
'em.
picky about
Are.
it.
There we
Here
go.
comes
There it
is.
the
Perfectly.
Spherical! Yeah.
Circular.
Oh no!
Oh, well, now it's
She's blocking the text.
Ah, God damn it. Hold on.
I
There's
guess
no
we'll just have
winning.
to deal with not seeing the a bit of the UI.
Cuts off that before it hits his head. It's fine.
That'll do.
Jinx has an aggressive disposition. Did you know that already?
It has what?
It's been a while.
I don't know what the word aggressive means.
Don't worry about it. Just focus on the Pokemon around you. You'll figure it out
Fine,
quick
don't worry
enough.
about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Once aggressive Pokemon get wound up, they'll knock away any balls you throw.
Take cues by focusing. The more arrows you see pointing up above Pokemon, the easier it will be. Ah, see.
Not to worry. I'll teach you a trick to you draw them into battle.
Whoops, sorry.
It's all good. I'm just impatient. Once it's caught up in the heat of battle, you can throw a Pokeball and try to catch it. You've got a few Pokemon of your own to use now, don't you? I mean, I literally just watch you catch two, so I know you do. Take one of their Pokeballs and throw it at a wild Pokemon you want to battle. Use what you learned in your battle with Volo. Get out there and make your last catch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ooh,
Well, that actually slots together quite nicely. Your position with the UI.
yeah. Ah,
Smacker!
not very effective.
Looking around.
I do love
Me
that some
too.
wild Pokemon just sometimes fuck off and don't even think about the battle that they're in. like they just get bonked and they're just like, "Ow, dude, stop it!" And then they keep going about their business, and then they get hit again. They're just like, "Ow, what the fuck?" And then they start attacking you.
I thought that was just a thing that happens for like really low-level Pokemon because it happens a lot in the first area, but then obviously the farther you get into the game, the less it happens. But then one of the Pokemon in one of the end game trainer battles did it.
What?
What?
Looking around.
What?
This is the very last fight before the final boss. What? Why are you just standing around staring at nothing?
Wait, did you really? You really did. You did it. You stood around and did nothing. Apparently, I didn't know they could do that. That's 3 species of Pokemon caught. You really are some kind of prodigy.
You bet I am, brother.
You must have given Professor Laventon the shock of his life. First you fall from the sky, then you go and catch all our escaped Pokemon one after the other.
Can we stop bringing that up, please?
Sorry.
I'm really
I honestly-
sensitive about the fact that I fell from the sky.
Sorry. Look, it's the most interesting thing that's happened here in like a month. I honestly didn't believe the professor's story until I saw you in action for myself. And here you are with 3 Pokemon caught. You've completed your trial.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Hot damn!
Wait, that means I can do this. This.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Oh ho! I said you'd pass the trial with flying colors, and it seems you went and did just that. Congratulations, Skyla! You've taken your first step towards seeking out every Pokemon.
Woo!
This calls for a commemorative photograph.
I love that he just has a camera with him. I've got to admit, it's true. You've got a real talent for this.
Now then, we'd best report to Captain Silene. Time to head back to Jubilee Village, eh?
Hmm.
Eventually, you should be able to have Pokemon you've caught go live in the village pastures. The most Pokemon a person can have with them while out exploring is 6, apparently. Not that we have anyone who can manage that.
Come now, you two. Let's not dilly-dally. Captain Silene awaits our report at headquarters.
I can't wait to see the captain's reaction. She'll be all like, Moai. Boom.
He'll be like, gives me an approving nod, and then tells me to leave.
She'll be all like,
Oh good, you didn't die.
Congrats on not dying.
if only someone would tell me that every single day of my life.
Congrats on not dying today, Clueless.
Hello!
Oh my god, thank you. Oh, hey
How's
Jade.
it going?
I can't wait to see the captain's reaction to Jade. Actually, I think Jade was the name that I used for my Rowlet in my first Pokemon Sun playthrough because they were female, and I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, I had a bunch of names lined up for the other option, and then
It seems we won't have to leave you to die after all.
Holy shit!
She legitimately says that.
I forgot. It seems we won't have to leave you out in the cold to get mauled by a bear.
You've passed your trial. You can hold on to that satchel.
Thank you.
I must admit you've impressed me. I set a high hurdle to judge whether a stranger like yourself could be worthy, but you cleared it.
I had to shave off my eyebrows so no one could tell when I was impressed with them or not.
This is yours, the official uniform of the Survey Corps.
Complete with
Do I
bread
have-
shoes.
Do I have to wear the shoes?
Yeah, bread shoes. Imagine
Survey
not
Corps,
liking the
our
bread
Survey Corps
shoes.
sounds-
Embarrassing.
Get changed in the room you used last night. Then you're to report at once to the 3rd floor. Present yourself in uniform to our commander. This is your first official order from your captain.
So
Go get dressed. Get out of your ugly t-shirt.
Go put on
you've been
some
wearing
pants.
those pajamas for 2 days.
Yeah, they probably need to wash.
I will say, at a certain point, the dude, the male trainer, can also wear short shorts, which I was overjoyed at learning.
Who wears short?
She wears short shorts, I wear pants. She's got chingling, I've got a man's.
What?
I couldn't come
Okay.
up with another word that I was trying to come up with a Pokemon whose name was just the same things over and over again, but I couldn't come up with it in the span of 4 lines. I could have said Pancham. That would have gone well.
Nope,
Too
you
little,
have to
too
wear the
late. Your
uniform.
joke fell flat now.
Yeah,
You
look, I
have to
can't
wear the
index the
French shoes.
entire 900 plus Pokemon at and as I'm trying to come up with
Why
a song on the
not?
fly. Because my
You
brain
suck
doesn't
at
work
it.
there. You're right, I do. I should be ashamed. It took me longer than I care to admit to realize what Jade meant by saying Tay Tay for a second. Look at you in the Survey Corps uniform. Now it finally feels like you're one of us.
One of us. One of us.
But I do wonder when the captain decided to go ahead and get a uniform ready for you. It's almost like she believes in you or something.
Regarding your accommodations, you may continue to use the room you slept in last night.
I've
You may wear
adopted you
this as
too.
well. Hat. Does nothing.
It's a very cute hat.
The annoying thing, though, is that it's technically classified as a hairstyle, so you have to
Oh,
go
yeah.
and buy it. You have to go to the hair salon and spend money before you're allowed to put on hats.
That is a little bit weird.
Interesting.
Now present yourself to the commander.
Give me a salute in your cute little kerchief. Also, I love the gradient on the scarf. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Like it fades from red to purple, so it matches the navy outfit. It's a really good design, is what I'm saying. It's a brave new land we're living in, which means there's a whole lot to do.
It's a
That-
whole new
Whole new
world.
world.
Oh, Clarissa. She actually returns, so we'll try and remember who voices her.
She is in security corps, so
Oh yeah. Since she's in security core, fuck, I just closed out. Mush.
Okay. Pokemon are full of mysteries. I hope you can help us solve them.
Can you do like a female Patrick Warburton?
That's what Dragoni was getting at first. I thought that Dragoni was just like, okay, so the security corps captain is Mush, so that'll. Sanqua is. How the fuck? I casted Sanqua. I just somehow didn't include her name on the chart. She is.
Be someone.
We are waiting.
clueless.
Hurry up, Clue.
I must have misplaced her name when I was trying to reorganize stuff. Anyway, she's Dubbie now.
Maybe we ought to build some spare lodgings in case anyone else falls out of the sky.
Some apartment buildings. Yeah, she's. I could have sworn I
Maybe.
put her on the chart. But yeah, she's the captain of the construction corps.
Baby,
'Cause I
baby.
made a point to cast all the captains of the different corps. I guess Sanqua somehow managed to slip through the thing. They are very baby. Eevee do show up very early in the game, but they are also kind of rare. But there will be opportunity for baby. Toshi,
We will
that's a
be
good
real.
name. Dragoni.
Get Pokemon to help with our manual work? No way, that's crazy talk.
I love that. Just
I will dig these ditches myself.
I'm mentally contrasting that image with that of Machoke carrying the boxes in during the opening of Ruby Sapphire. This is a man with a powerful mustache.
I have been waiting for you.
Sorry, I was talking to everyone downstairs.
Getting to know my coworkers, you know.
I am Commodore, commander of the Galaxy Expedition Team. So you are Skyla.
No.
Intimidated by your mustache, sir.
Uh,
Simple yes or no will do.
I think I also
Sorry.
answered that because it was really good.
Well, I've been briefing a situation, including how you fell from that rift in the sky.
No such thing as
Now
probably.
then, let's see what you're made of!
Pokemon battles haven't been invented yet.
Face me in combat!
Only hand to hand.
Can't say no. You must
ready
attack
to
him.
roll.
You need to fuck him up.
I love that the first thing that your boss does is throw you across the room.
Got some fight in you. Your sumo needs work, but I do see some potential.
Thank you.
Ow.
Don't expect a warm welcome from everyone.
Not everyone will be
slow and trust an
throw you across the
outsider
room.
who literally fell right out of the blue. The superstitious among us might see your arrival as a portent of disaster.
Hey guys, what's Ditto's hidden ability?
Imposter? Why'd you pass the trial that was put to you?
Because you said Among Us, I thought there was going to be more of a reaction to it, like last
No
time.
matter
But
how odd
Yeah.
you might seem, you're part of Jubilite Village now.
joke is
Thanks,
dead.
I think.
Successfully killed it.
Dedicate yourself to the work of the Galaxy Expedition team and complete the Pokedex.
Laughing too hard to get through the line.
But I warn you, Skyla. Pokemon are terrifying creatures. Keep your wits about you as you work. They will kill you if given the chance.
Oh, look at that 5 FPS Abra.
Yeah, whenever a Pokemon are at a certain distance away, their animation slows down, or their frame rate
Yeah.
decreases.
It is
It's just a little-
absolutely hilarious when it happens to a flying Pokemon.
Oh yeah, they look like a little lined up toy.
So the commander has also accepted you.
Draw
But
distance in
understand me.
this game is not great.
You begin as
Yeah.
a no-star recruit among our ranks. In other words, you have no rank at all.
You're fucking nothing. Now get out there and catch
You
some shit.
shit! Now get.
Perform well as a member of the Survey Corps, and you will move up through the rank.
Indeed. You see, the more you add to the Pokédex, the higher your rank will become.
I never could have guessed that on my own.
And working on the Pokédex will also, of course, bring you closer toward that goal of yours. To seek out every last Pokemon.
You hear that, God? I'm gonna do it.
Here, you will need this. Ooh, crafting recipe.
Yeah.
1 apricorn and 1 tumblestone.
Eat shit, Kurt.
You were like
3,000
farther
Pokédollars as well.
That was the point. I faced away from my microphone when I did that, so it sounded like I was like yelling down the hall at him.
You'll have to buy the necessary materials. Here's your allowance.
weak.
Ray, you're an expert at crafting yourself. Teach our new recruit what she needs to know.
Yes, ma'am, Captain. Get ready for a lesson in crafting. Crafting means making items from scratch. You have to make an apricot yourself. You have to just mold it with your hands. That's right. Whatever you need in your survey work, you'll mostly make yourself. Some things you can buy at the general store, but it's good to try to be self-sufficient. This way, we can even catch Pokemon with Pokeballs we've crafted ourselves.
Marcel.
But listen to me prattle on. Let's go to the craftworks so you can try it yourself. Basics of crafting. Did I might have cut this guy from the list. I did from my full list, but
It says here that this is Dubbie.
Oh, no, not this. Yeah, Anth is Dubbie. I'm referring to a character, the craft shop guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Anvin. He's Dragoni.
Well done earning a place in our team. Oh, right.
Wait, we were to talk to her.
My name is Ants. I'm the local clothier. The professor asked that I ready you a change of clothes, so here you go. I do hope they fit. Everyday kimono and a pair of everyday trousers.
You got pants.
I hope you'll avail yourself of the village's humble shops.
Hey! Hey! This way to the craftworks.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so rude. I'm sorry. The reason I eventually took this guy off the list was because he used the same design as generic NPCs. So I was like, okay, I guess he's not really that important. This here's the craftworks, and that there is the workbench. It's where you craft things. I'm not going to introduce you to the guy that runs the shop or anything. It's fine. Pretty self-explanatory, right?
This is Eyebrow Man. He's got big eyebrows.
Yeah. This is Anvin. He handcrafted his eyebrows. He's offered to make some for Captain Silene. He's offered to make some for Captain Silene, but he hasn't. Yeah. When you step up to the workbench, I'll supply you materials to make some Pokeballs. Call it a present to celebrate passing your trial. The shit I found off the ground.
Thanks.
As for the money that the captain gave you, feel free to spend that however you like.
Fashion?
Yes. Any recipes you get should tell you what materials you need to complete them. At the workbench, just choose what you want to make and get crafting. Go on, try it out.
You can use the workbench in the Jubilife village and the base camps to craft Pokeballs and other items. Craft.
As many as possible.
5.
The traditional starting number. I think. Because apparently the traditional starting number is the bare minimum to get a full team. Because they're expecting that nothing will ever break out.
I mean, early route Pokemon don't break out very often.
Yeah, I guess. Mush?
Oh, now that's some fine craftsmanship. Hard to believe this was your first time stepping up to the workbench, my girl. You'll recall, of course, that Pokemon possess the odd power to shrink themselves down.
Apparently.
With the Pokeballs we craft, we can make use of that power to catch them. All so that more Pokemon species can be duly recorded in a Pokédex. And on that note, here you are.
Pokedex.
This is the only Pokedex in the series that, at least out of the main games, that is not like a digital device of any kind. Like, it's just a book.
Analog Pokédex.
Yeah.
What is this digital you speak of?
Pulls out my ARC phone.
It's funny that does, like, because, you know, very practically speaking, like, you're supposed to be making a log for them, not just for you to have with your ARC phone, which they basically think is a magic tablet at this point.
It is.
It is.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Continually adds to it with each report made on new Pokemon species.
Also, I meant to time this out so he would say, "Here it is," and then I don't know why I forgot.
Go.
I just like the Bwalm noise.
Wow.
We gotta catch someone, or catch a water type, and name it Bwalm Junior.
Wow, Junior.
I prepared this volume just for you. I hope it aids you well in your aim to seek out all the Pokemon there are in this grand region.
It'll take plenty of research tasks to help the professor complete the Pokedex. I've got to get going on those myself.
I'd be all too happy to explain more about the research tasks I could use your assistance with.
In excruciating detail, no less.
Come join me at the Fieldlands camp whenever you're ready, my good Skyla.
Cool. Hey, excuse me. I couldn't help but over here. What, something up with my voice? If you're going to the Fieldlands camp, would you mind taking care of a request for me? I'm standing guard, so I can't leave my post. But I'll be here at headquarters if you want to talk about it.
Request icon.
Yeah, I just want a wormy friend, you know? Hey, so there's this Pokemon called Wurmple. Have you heard of it?
Never before in my life.
Well, you see, I was having a chat with Professor Laventon, and he told me that after a Pokemon gains a certain amount of experience through battling and the like, it'll sometimes change its appearance and become stronger. He said it was a phenomenon called evolution.
He said
the
it in that
super
exact tone of voice.
The super intense evolving animation in this game.
Oh.
It's great.
We'll get
If your
to it.
Pokemon has met the requirements to evolve, you'll be able to select the evolve option when viewing the Pokemon in your satchel.
Yeah, so they don't evolve automatically when leveling up, so you don't have to mash B or give them an Everstone. And
Nice.
so I decided I want to raise a Wurmple myself and have it evolve. You're part of the Survey Corps, aren't you? If you catch a Wurmple, could you let me have it? There'll be a reward in it for you, I promise. Just get me a Wurmple if you can. I just need a wormy friend.
Wurmple can evolve.
Doesn't.
Yeah,
Wurmple.
you have to
Wurmple can
manually
evolve. I learned
Pokemon
so much
from the
in this
menu
game.
in this game, which is just in case you have a Pokemon that you're having trouble finding multiple copies of, so you can finish their research requirements beforehand.
This'll be Mush.
You're that newcomer who fell from the sky. You heading outside the village? Course you are. Survey Corps must have to get out and about to compile that Pokédex. Book they're working on, right? Well, on your way, kindly do me a favor. Find out all about Starly. Pokemon certainly are terrifying creatures. When I see Starly, I feel simply whole. Not that I have the least desire to actually touch one, mind ya.
Like I said, everyone is fucking terrified of Pokemon.
Please let me see Starly's entry in that Pokédex moment you've completed it.
Adorable Starly.
Genuinely funny how terrified they are of Pokemon. like Pokemon are everywhere. The place these people came from had to have had Pokemon too.
I mean, I feel... Yeah. Dracon.
Sure, but not necessarily like as part of daily life. But like
Yeah.
like animals.
This is
mostly.
really funny.
Oh, yeah.
I know Shinx's ears have odd markings on the inside, but what were they?
Mm.
You look so
no
distressed.
use. It's
Little
no
ascot.
use. I can't remember. This will keep me up all night.
This will end it. It's
Hey.
no use.
Aren't you at the Survey Corps? If you get a Shinx, could you show it to me? I gotta see him with my own eyes.
Stupid little ascot. Look at
Please,
that.
I can't remember for the life of me what those ears look like. It's driving me up the wall.
like he goes into like an Ace Attorney style breakdown animation where he just grabs both ends of the ascots and starts yanking on it, and he's like, "Ah, it's driving me crazy!" I love the picture of Kamado.
Yeah. Is it true?
After the picture was taken, the photographer was thrown through the window.
Scary.
That Murkrow looks like it's about to kill me.
Aww.
Oh,
Spicy Tug.
Ebola!
Although with Togepi is really good.
It's really cute.
Togepi's little toddle. Oh my god.
We got Togepi fucking toddling around.
They're very baby.
Can't
But yeah,
sit.
the
0 out of 10.
No sitting down in this game.
I miss when they don't let you sit anymore. Why not?
Sitting has not been invented yet.
you can't sit down in
You're
Breath of
only
the
allowed
Wild
to sit
either.
in Kalos, and that's it.
Yeah, you can't sit down in Breath of the Wild either. So like you would just kind of squat awkwardly with one foot on the stool and the other one not.
It's a movie.
Gay sitting.
No, gay sitting would be sitting on the countertop.
Smoogie!
Oh fuck.
Sui is positively bursting with Bidoof and lots of other Pokemon besides. It's no exaggeration to say this man belongs to them, really.
Larissa is the only person in the Survey Corps that doesn't talk like this.
I just don't think humans are ready to settle here yet. Outside the village, Joey. Stay safe out there, kid.
Despite the fact that we have many voices. We all have the same voice. We have many voices.
Voice of the Legion.
You can do the Shinx's Ears side quest right now, since you have them.
Oh.
The Starly one, though, you have to complete the entry by doing a certain number of things.
Hold up a second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ah, I see you are not alone in thinking that sending them out would be the solution. No, you just have to talk to them.
I got one of those Shinx to show me. Alrighty, let's have a peek at these round ears.
Let me see them toe beans.
That's it. It's used that little yellow cross pattern on them, kind of like a star. Can't tell you what a relief this is. Feels like I had a bone stuck in my throat. Only the throat's my brain, the bone's a thought. Yeah.
So the metaphor really falls apart. when you
Thanks
think
for
about
get
it.
that bone out.
that line. It's so good.
It's really good. It's really good.
What's over here?
There's a bunch of stuff to see.
Yeah.
Mary.
Pastures house the many Pokemon you catch. Pack them for here to change up your party.
You have some Pokemon you like to leave here with me?
This is the box.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see.
they're called pastures. Back to your survey work then? Keep it up. She literally says nothing else.
Shame there's no Mareep in this game, so we can't give
Yeah.
Mary a little lamb.
Yeah,
Take
I
care
was
of.
I was positive that that was where her name came from.
Mhm.
Can you send Rowlet out into the field? Like just toss him out? Walk up to
Little
him.
fella.
Alright, speak.
Yeah, you could just have
How to
your
talk to
entire
short
team
people.
just out hanging around.
Alright, now while you're still
Unfortunately-
doing this...
Hmm?
Sorry?
Unfortunately, they cannot follow you. They'll just
Yeah.
stay in place as you
Uh,
run off away from them.
yeah,
Goodbye.
but while you're still in the speaking animation, press Y.
Oh.
Or like while you're... You know, yeah, like that.
What?
Yeah! It's super... They react differently to different... or different Pokemon react differently and have different things to do sometimes. It's so cute!
Oh. Oops.
Yeah, and if you hold down the ZR button, you can call them back, and you can have all 6 of your party members out at once. Oh.
So cute.
Oh yeah, and sometimes when they're close together, they'll just have a little conversation.
I love them.
They are curious. This game is really something special. It's just really
I
cute.
need to do this more with my own team.
It's so cute! Spoilers, you catch the legendaries in this game, and it's really fun doing it with them, because they're just towering over you, and you just go like that, and then they're just like... Are they... Or better yet, they're just like, are they talking to me? Side note, all the Gen 4 Pokemon have really good Pokemon cries, and my brain was thinking about that because I was thinking about the mental image of Dialga going, you know the cry.
Your noise filter cut out that entire noise sound you
Oh.
just made.
Really? I saw my icon light up, I guess. I guess that was a lie. Oh well.
Special parcel has arrived with your name on it.
Oh yeah, you get some
Oh,
bonuses.
yeah.
Modern jacket,
Safe-
modern trousers, modern shoes.
Yeah, save
'cause
data
we have-
bonuses for
Ah.
the Let's
Brilliant.
Go games and
Brilliant
the
Diamond.
Brilliant Diamond,
Sword and
Shining
Shield.
Pearl, and Sword
Yeah.
and Shield.
Special skill.
I don't have the Gen 4 remake, so I only got the special parcel for the yeah. I only got the special parcel for Sword and Shield, and my roommate let me borrow Let's Go for like 2 seconds so that I would have the save data so I could get the bonuses in Sword and
Time
Shield
for
and stuff.
fashion.
Fashion Souls.
Woo!
There is one significant thing that I know is tied to save data bonuses, but I'll get to that later.
Selection's kind of piss poor right now, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you can wear a karate gi.
You get more colors for things as it progresses.
Hmm.
But I kind of like the default outfit, so I stayed with that for a little while.
You can also go check out the stuff you already bought in your room if not like bought stuff you already got. If you want to
So
make
yeah,
sure
you can change
like, where
back
you spend money.
into your pajamas if you want to. Oh, actually, you don't even need to go back to your room. You can just in the
Yeah, you can just talk to her and she'll let you change clothes.
glasses.
Immediately switches off the bread shoes.
No one appreciates the bread shoes.
They're definitely safe. They're protective. They cover what's supposed to be covered. Like it's like how they always say you have to have closed-toed shoes in the workplace. And then people still don't listen, and then they get cinder blocks dropped on their toes.
Ouchie.
Oh.
Yep.
Dun 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 dun. I couldn't remember how the rest of the Galactic theme went, so I just did the opening.
That was the Gen
Yeah,
1
I realized I was
Pokemon.
wrong. Look, a lot of Pokemon battles have a very similar start. Can't blame me.
Yeah, it has
There
a.
Right.
My favorite variation on that is the one from JoJo Part 3, but really fast when it gets to the Gambler Derby fight, and it's just like, Elder Derby's, I can't even remember what his Elder Derby's Osiris, like basically saying Gambler Derby has challenged you to a fight.
Oh yeah, while we're thinking of it, press up on the D-pad.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you don't have Wi-Fi yet unlocked.
oh yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Well, once you get that third option, there's a mystery gift you can pick up.
Yeah. It's a bunch of balls.
I love having a bunch of balls.
Dude, same. To the fields.
Balls.
Triple balling.
Righto, let's get to it then, shall we? In order to complete this Pokédex of ours, there are a great many research tasks I'll need your help to carry out, my girl. The details of these tasks can be found in the Pokédex for you to reference anytime.
Yeah, so there's more than one way to complete a dex entry. You don't even necessarily have to have the you don't even have to necessarily catch more than one of them. Sometimes you basically have to.
You have
but,
to have at least one, but you can make progress
yeah.
on other tasks.
like sometimes it's just seeing them use a move a certain number of times. Some of them are even tied to side quests.
You must catch and battle a diverse Pokemon species and carry out plenty of research tasks. Do so, and you'll gain research points and other rewards for your work.
Now there's one more nugget of wisdom I've got to share, Skyla. Wild Pokemon may attack you at any time. When they do, dodge like your life depends on it. Fucking
Because it
get out
does.
of there.
Again?
You
Look, just
will
watch me,
die.
would you? Then you'll be able to copy what I do. First, you call for help, and then you press Y to get out of there. Here I go. See, that's how you dodge. A timely dodge will keep you from getting hurt by the fierce attacks of wild Pokemon. And that's key if you'd rather not end up blacked out in some field like I did. And those Shinx got me with Thundershock. I might have been done for if the security corps hadn't come and saved me. But hey, no need to worry. You've got me here to give you tips. I'll teach you plenty.
Yeah, you seem like a great person to get tips from. You got
Look,
knocked out by a Shinx using
I didn't die.
So give a parkour button.
That's what matters.
Hey.
You're a little close. Get ready for some Survey Corps wisdom. Focus on a Pokemon with the ZL button, then press the down button to open the Pokédex. You'll see what tasks you have for that Pokemon. Did you see that your research tasks for Bidoof include one about how many you've caught? That's right. Catching just one won't do it. You've got to get 2, then 4, then more and more. Oof.
Oh god, I gotta get out of here.
And when it's time to battle a Pokemon, remember the captain's switching wisdom. If you have items out, press X to ready your Pokemon. Give it a try now if you want. I'll go on ahead. Yeah, so you have a little different things that you can keep track of. The heavy specimens are great because sometimes you just have like slightly larger than average of any one Pokemon. It's just cute seeing them out in the field with like a bunch of regular sized Bidoof, a couple tiny ones, and then a couple big ones. It's just little things that add to it. This game is really good.
So true.
Forms you've
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then like Bidoof is one of the ones that is related to side quests. Like the bottom one saying Bidoof that bother the village.
Mm. Cool. Battle time.
Your Starly is weak.
Roll out.
Pansy.
Cool.
Oh yeah, they do that. I forgot.
Back in a moment.
The doof is looking around.
Had one attack that missed.
Good work, Doof.
Ooh, everyone gets experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so anytime that there's a task with unreported data, like on this one, where it's showing the little yellow box instead of having a checkoff next to it,
Mm.
if that counts for 1 for the research level, unless it is in one of the rows that has like the double arrows on it, which means it counts for 2. So currently, like the number defeated counts for 1, and the number caught counts for 2. So your research level will be at 3 once you check in with Laventon.
Ah.
It'll make more
Sweet.
sense when you go and talk to Laventon.
Hey,
Hey,
Gomez.
Gomez.
Hey, guys.
Dragoni is also here, but he left to grab something. Hi, everyone else, too. Yes, we are here. We are doing funny voices.
Not well, but we're doing.
Oh, the security
We're
corps,
doing
voiced by Patrick Warburton. Including Beauregard, who wants you to catch him a wormy friend.
Everyone needs a
Ooh,
wormy
heavy special.
friend.
Yeah. The fat boy. Also, I think you just had that, or had this bonus, but if you hit them from behind with a Pokeball, you get a bonus where it stuns them. And they'll tell you about that in just a little bit, but when you... Yeah, he's big.
Slightly
He
bigger.
junk. I like 'em big. I
Gotta,
like 'em
gotta keep the
chunky.
bigger one, eh?
I know I'm laying it on thick, but don't forget to focus on your Pokedex. Or, fuck. Don't forget to open your Pokedex when you focus on a Pokemon to check your research tasks for it. You just hold ZL and press down. Try checking out your tasks for Starly next. One of your tasks is to catch Starly without being noticed, right? You can get that done if you hide in some tall grass to catch him. Give it a try.
I already did that.
Well, do it again. Because you need to do it again.
You need to catch a bunch of them.
Yeah, some of the tutorial stuff I
You
wouldn't
need to
mind
catch
just
like
skimming.
25 Bidoof.
Ah. Nice.
Nice.
Love the little fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
There's no reason for it, but it's fun.
It is. Playing Brilliant Diamond, trying to catch Togepi in the underground, and it's not going well. Togepi in general is just pretty elusive. I'm going for a complete Pokedex, and getting some entries for Pokemon that I've evolved is a little bit annoying, because then I have to find the basic form of it and
Mhm.
complete the entries for
Solve
those.
it again.
Yeah, well, not even necessarily evolve it again, just do more things involving with it. When you find a Togepi, it has Hustle. Oh, man.
I hate hustle.
Hustle is pretty dumb. At least Runaway has some practical use. Hustle just feels like... I don't
Hustle be like, what if you can't hit the broadside of a barn?
know. Exactly. You get it. Oh, you can try throwing food or berries if you want.
Yeah, it took me a long time to figure
You
this
can
out.
bribe them.
If
You can also
throw
just beam them in the
berries-
head with an apricot.
Yeah. If you hit them in the head with enough things, it stuns them.
Yeah.
Like that. Now you can throw a
apricots-
Pokeball from behind.
Apricots and mud balls and stuff will just stun them by default. But if you hit them from behind with just about anything, I think that stuns them. I don't know. I mostly stick to just chucking the throwing items specifically at them. But food is a good like sometimes some quests or some of the standard list of some of the Pokedex entries are like related to you giving a Pokemon food, particularly like really skittish ones, like Pichu.
Hmm.
Bidoof, however, are just kind of they're like the pigeons in New York, where they don't even care about humans being there. They will just go about their lives.
Yeah.
I think pigeons actually run New York.
You're right. If you pull the latex mask off of the mayor of New York, he's actually just a bunch of
Bunch of
pigeons
pigeons.
in a suit.
Hmm.
Ah, time for a new Pokemon. Oh yeah, those crystal
right.
growths. Those are the rocks that you can throw Pokemon at.
Yeah, and they give you
Ah.
tumble stones, which are needed to make Pokeballs.
I see.
And there's also a dude that you could talk to, but who cares about people to talk to when
Uh-oh,
you can
you've been spotted.
play with Pokemon?
Fucking mad.
Hello, boy.
Weasel's so cute.
I always love the noise that Weasel makes in the anime.
I'm back. Miss anything important?
We have encountered a Weasel.
Weasel.
Excellent.
Look at the little guy.
Weasel's cute.
We have conceded this. We have reached this consensus.
None of us are stupid enough to think Weasel is a kid.
Correct.
Look at that thing.
I named mine Miles.
That's cute. Around here, you can find a Pokemon called Weasel. It's got an aggressive disposition.
Really?
Really?
Oh. That means it'll try to hit you with its moves, just like Shinx, and you'll need to battle to catch it. You can catch it off guard, but battling it is generally easier.
Unless you're Jay.
Yeah, unless you're Jay.
Jay is very concerned with
You get
stealthing
fucking
and
it.
catching things instead of battling them.
Yeah, Jay refuses to play the Pokemon game like a Pokemon game. He just wants to run around and throw things.
Metal Gear.
Take too
Jay
much
would
time.
hate
Stealth
playing Metal
mission.
Gear. Jay has no patience.
Neither do I.
Speaking of which, your research task for Weasel includes seeing it use a certain move. You gotta see the move in battle for it to count towards that task, so battling is extra key here.
Getting hit by yourself doesn't count. You don't get enough data that way because you're too busy getting murdered.
I'm going on ahead. Come catch up once you've checked up on all of Weasel's tasks. Or something like that. I paraphrased.
Sorry.
Aqua Jet.
Remember you defeated with electric type moves.
Shanks' time to shine. Do you want to add some of the temporary team members onto the layout, or just want to keep it with Rowlet for now?
Yeah, me.
You got to make sure to have two Bidoof.
Does add 5 more Rowlets?
I think on the front of the Pokeball is supposed to be a big zipper. It's like a latch mechanism.
Ooh, paralyzed. You guys can't see it, but it's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This is the lives of the people watching over
Little
Pasa.
guy.
Little man's.
Shinx is so shaped.
Sorry.
If there was ever a shape, Shinx would be it.
Exactly.
Sorry.
A doof a doof.
Bit- bit-
A doof doof. A double doof.
That's but that. Perfect.
Excellent. Full round of doof.
Quad.
That didn't work.
I love that you can just chuck them out wherever, and they can just
Yeah.
hang out.
Wish they could follow you around though.
Oh,
Please
big
God, they
time.
don't.
I
Like
wish that-
Verity,
Not for like every Pokemon on your party at once, but at least one of them can follow you around. That'd be nice.
it's like it's not like they don't have the code for it, because they already have for Pokemon like chasing after you to catch you and kill you. They
Maybe.
can make that friendly.
Oh my god!
Eevee!
Could have just thrown a Pokeball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skittish Pokemon don't respond well to getting in battles.
Yeah, generally berries are good for skittish Pokemon or other snacks. Some as you learn more about them and they get in and you expand their dex entries, you actually learn their preferred foods, which is really cool. There's only I think there's like 5 main ones. So it's not like you need to have every species of berry in your inventory all at once, but you know, it's just neat and fun and cute, and I like it. And I know a lot of people just use berries because they're equally as effective, but on the other hand, I like giving my friends little sweet treats.
Wurmple.
Blomp.
Worm.
Fine.
You're a little too far away.
Ball.
Bull.
Okay.
Wurmple.
You found a friend for our man, Patrick Warburton.
Ah, got it.
Sneaky.
Not a Weasel around here.
Sure is a lot of boys around here.
Get out.
No, this is my house.
It's Dubbie's house right now, actually.
Dubbie, do I have to leave?
No.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
Troller.
Low bat strats.
No bat strats.
Oh, I thought it just said low battery, not battery depleted, because it's covered by the time on
Oh,
OBS,
yeah.
so we couldn't see.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
There's nothing hostile around right now.
Yeah, I had a moment where I had to go and like answer the door at my apartment, and I put
Oh,
the game
no.
down, and I pushed the plus button, and I thought, and because that's not pausing this, and then another time it happened, I thought I pushed the down button, Still didn't work. Apparently, I might have hit left or right on the D-pad, and it just didn't pause. So I just got back to my Switch, and it was just the black screen saying everything went black, meaning I just got my shit kicked in when I wasn't even there.
Okay.
Can you check your little never mind.
Hmm?
I don't think you can do it yet. I was gonna say check your crafting recipes, but I think you do that later. Eating the berry gets you a ball for free.
foolish worm.
Oh,
Remember you've got
worm.
nothing spotted. Apparently.
Yeah, that's another thing you gotta, another additional thing.
Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to tell me about apricot trees now.
Doing pretty well for a mystery stranger from the sky.
Come on, man, let it go.
Here, a little reward for keeping up with me. Your own crafting kit. Here it is.
Damn.
You got a
You
crafting
obtained-
kit.
Nice work.
Kit containing everything you might need for crafting, even when there is no workbench around. However, you can only use the materials you have in your satchel.
A workbench you can access your storage, but not when you're out in the field.
Here's a recipe for potions, too. Yeah, that's what I was going to check if you had. Because I was going to say medicinal links are used to craft potions, but then, yeah. You learned
An
that.
oranberry and one medicinal leaf.
Mm-hmm. With a crafting kit, you can craft items anywhere using whatever materials are in your satchel. So long as you got an apricorn and a tumblestone, you can make a Pokeball anytime. Or with an oranberry and a medicinal leek, you can whip up a potion, so heal up your Pokemon, or whenever they need healing. Research going all right? You can see if you've got tasks ready to turn in on the Pokedex's cover.
20.
20.
Yeah, new areas be like that. Once you got some tasks good and done, go check in with Professor Lavington. See you soon. Alright, I'm gonna go throw some more birds at trees. Oh, hang on.
What?
Got him.
You are really quick on the draw with that.
I got mod view open. What am I here for if not to be a moderator? And shoot.
I was sitting up to reach for my mouse at the time you had it hit him banned.
Just here to be funny.
Well, yeah, you are. You do not bear the
He
burden
said
of
that
the
right when I was
sword.
taking a drink.
You do not bear the burden of holding the green sword of modhood.
I don't.
You could though.
I'm not trusted with it.
Anything else, Chinks? Shock.
Jock. A zap.
Number caught without being spotted. We defeated.
Elf.
And we've evolved. Mm-hmm. Hunts.
Horse. Speak to me about this horse. I think Ponyta are kind of skittish, so maybe try giving it a berry.
They are
You
ski.
say it says it runs directly towards her.
This one's out for blood.
This is literally something right out of a Horse Girl movie.
Throw the berry at it. No!
Yeah,
Aw.
you smacked it with a berry. It's not gonna like that.
Give him a shot. Try throwing it near it. You can't. You really sometimes just releasing the lock on is.
Oh, no, come on.
But yeah, sometimes
Bitch.
releasing the lock on so you can aim near it rather than directly at it is better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might be.
What's worse is that when there's multiple Pokemon and it fucking targets the wrong one. And there is a way to change target without like
Ooh.
Oh,
just mashing the ZL
Horse.
button. Ultimate Horse.
you're gonna want to be real careful with that thing.
Oh
Nope.
yeah.
Figures
Nope,
stuff
nope,
out.
nope, 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 nope. It's like the Lionel, the golden Lionel on the plateau in Master Quest, or in Master Mode. Fucking see that shit and you're just like nope, 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 nope.
Doesn't look like I should engage with that yet.
It appears that I am at a disadvantage in this situation, and therefore I must Scarper.
Another one.
And a Wurmple, and a Wurmple, and a Wurmple, and a Wurmple.
Nice.
Many much Wurmple. Oh, if you're not changing your team around, do you mind full screening the parsec
Wait,
again?
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Many much worms.
Leprechauns.
The way that you enunciated that just makes me think. It made me think of the one. Apricorns. We have apricorns. Ahoy there, ahoy. We have apricorns. I don't know if Backyardigans was like a notable portion of any of y'all's childhood. I might have just seen more of it because I had several siblings that were younger than me, so I would like I
I
watched it a little
can't
bit
say
when I was younger enough.
Backyardigans was a like significant part of my life at any point. No.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too old for that.
Yeah.
Like I remember
It
watching
would've
it a
been,
little bit, but it
but,
wasn't like significant.
Mm.
When are we watching
would've been,
Backyardigans
but,
for movie?
Fridge was
Yes, I
exactly
would.
the target demographic for it the entire time it was airing, so I ended up watching a lot of the show myself. It was
Well, like that's kind of what I was getting at. Was like I was like just getting out of the age demographic for it when it started airing, but then I had a younger sibling that was right in the perfect spot for it, and then my other younger sibling, similarly, went through that kind of thing. So I saw a lot of it, and I just have a very big appreciation for it because its songs are cleverly written and it's cute and it's fun. Like as evidenced by the fact that the Castaway song that I was just singing there is a meme, apparently.
First I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like a meme that exists on like the fringe of my internet circles. It's just something that has been talked about a little bit as like being a thing that everyone knows, apparently, which was
Nice.
still. I don't know. It's weird.
Ho ho! If it isn't a crafting kit! You must have listened attentively to Ray's teachings. Excellent work, dear girl. This seems like a good time to explain to you about survey reports and the rewards they offer.
This is how you turn in your homework.
When you submit survey reports, you'll receive money.
Yep.
Money.
Money.
This and selling stuff are the only ways to get money in this game.
Hmm.
It's not like there's many trainers to fight.
Beetle?
Yeah, and you get different bonuses depending on the different ways that you catch them or just what they are, like, you know, little things.
I see. Most illuminating. I'll update our Pokédex with this new data.
Carrying out research tasks and submitting survey reports, you'll raise the research levels of the Pokemon species you encounter. If you raise a Pokemon's entry to level 10, then entry will be considered complete. You've marked all of the detailed information to be had about the species. Ah. So, which we have to move up through the ranks of the Galaxy Expedition.
Yeah, so the ranks of the Galaxy Expedition team kind of function like your badge surrogate.
Roughly.
So, yeah.
Hmm. Slightly different.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those considering Gen 4s where they introduced the gender differences. And they went
And they're
ham
all
on it.
super minor.
Yeah. And then
Go do that, honestly.
no other gen did it.
Yeah, no
Except
other
for, like, major differences like jealousy.
Yeah, which is actually fun.
Unpheasant is probably my favorite example of that because
Unpheasant is so good.
it's just good. Unpheasant is just probably my favorite final bird evolution stage just because of how ridiculous it looks.
Fun looking. It's silly. I like how silly it is.
That's exactly why I
like
like it.
Staraptor quite a bit.
Staraptor is probably my other favorite. I just like Unpheasant because it's goofy.
Yeah. I'm always fond of silly looking Pokemon.
Mhm.
And the best part is that Pokemon doesn't care if it looks silly because an Unpheasant
It
with a
doesn't
bigger
know any better.
well, also that, but also an Unpheasant with a bigger plume means it's more likely to fuck.
Yeah, that's
does
how
work.
real birds work too.
My Unpheasant exudes raw sexual energy.
Not quite there yet, I'm afraid. You'll need to complete a few more research tasks before you're ready to go up a rank. I'd recommend you work your way through Bidoof and Starly's tasks first. Hang in there!
Yeah, those ones usually go pretty quick, which makes me wonder why they even bothered making Bidoof's side quest contribute to its level, considering they basically make you do it like right away.
I mean, you can get to the point you need by going around and catching other things. That's the answering machine going off.
Actually, what about Bidoof?
Doof.
Research level 5. Catch one more, that's 2. Catch a
The
heavy.
ones with the arrows next to them count double for the research level.
Yeah. So like number caught counts for 2.
Ooh, it's a heavy specimen as well.
Feed Beethoven, he's chunky boy.
Fat lads.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I beat up 2 more,
Or catch another heavy specimen.
I don't know.
How
Hello.
could you beat one up that just waltzed right up to you like that?
Like this.
Precisely.
Ah! I'm fixated on using rollout.
Yeah. So rollout and other like continuous attacks kind of function differently in this game.
Oh,
You can switch to another move in the middle of it, but it still gets the power boost if you do stick to the same one.
Ah. We do.
A doof doof. Throw a doof at a doof. Doof. A doof. The doof will roll.
A doofster.
I know Ham named one of his Bidoof, Doofenshmirtz.
That's a good one.
Evil Incorporated. I named mine Heinz because I knew Doofenshmirtz didn't
yeah, that's
fit,
good.
and Heinz is his first name.
Yeah.
Also,
I
it's just
didn't
funny.
use a Bidoof.
I had one for a little while. I swapped out
I
my team a
can't-
lot.
Can't remember if it was Jay or Saps who took my suggestion for Ganondoof.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
Ganondoof is really good. Ganondoof.
I made it to the end of the game with having only interacted with one Babarrel somehow. Like,
Oh yeah, you mentioned
I
that.
hadn't even not even caught. Like, I have one Babarrel defeated and nothing else in my Pokédex log for them. I was honestly
Wow.
impressed with myself for
Incredible.
managing to do that somehow.
I mean, they do kind of drop off after the first area. Like, there's not that many of them, but they are in other areas. So it's like,
Huh.
I don't know how you managed to do that. Honestly, sometimes I find it hard to believe the way that people play games like this, where it's just like, how do you not get distracted by literally everything? Like, I know I'm very ADHD, but also, like, there's so much to do! How could you not want to do it?
Ah.
Heart attacks are funny, just not Babarrel apparently.
I guess. I just think that's really funny about, like even if you aren't making a beeline directly for the end goal, like, somehow you manage to just not reach the barrel ever, which is just very funny.
We'll just like instinctively avoid him.
Anti-beaver aura exuding from Dragoni.
My beaver aura.
Yeah, I tend to kind of 50-50 between main story and side stuff in this kind of game.
Mm.
Just because, like, I do get distracted, but sometimes I get distracted by the main story. Like, sometimes I'll stumble into it by
Yeah.
complete accident while trying
And
to
you
do
just,
other
oh,
things.
no, I have to find out what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Other times it's like, okay, I could do this now, but I feel like this might be easier with stuff I get later, like just traversal abilities and such. But I just want to know what happens next. And, like,
Yeah,
shiny new things.
exactly.
None of us are immune to shiny new things.
We are all susceptible to crow instinct.
Bidoof.
Adoof. I'm listening to the soundtrack, just different songs from it because of the way that it's currently set up. We don't have the audio going through, which is fine, but I'm just like, God, the soundtrack is so good. It's very
Soundtrack that
pretty.
we can totally hear.
Well, I'm hearing it. I don't know about you, but I fixed that problem immediately because I love this game's soundtrack.
I don't even. They're not even being music playing on stream right now. It kind of comes in and out.
Oh yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, you could tell they were inspired by Breath of the Wild in more than one.
What?
I
couldn't
hate
tell?
calling things Breath of the Wild like, or like Breath of the Wild, but it's Pokemon, or like Breath of the Wild, but it's blah blah blah. I hate doing that because it's very reductive. But on the other hand, literally though,
Everything about this game just
Just,
screams Breath of
it
the Wild.
just spawned a new subgenre. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's a very good game. Like even the UI looks like Breath of the Wild. And you even have a cell phone like in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but God didn't give you a cell phone in Breath of the Wild.
yeah, the Sheikah made it instead, which is instead of being a gift, an alteration to technology, turning it into a gift from God. It's actually just spitting in the face of God and saying, "Fuck you! We have science," which is a huge part of Breath of the Wild story. So thematically, it makes sense. God didn't give me a cell phone. I'll make one. Imagine spitting in the face of God and toppling
Sorry, that
the
just
entire
reminded me of
system.
the.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, that just reminded me of the fucking quote
the
from
what?
the ghost. That quote from the Ghost Stories dub about how the internet was a blessing from the Lord Jesus.
I think I saw that screen cap being posted like shortly after the game was released in relation to the opening cutscene.
Hey, here's the internet. Thank me later.
Thank you.
If I had confidence in my computer to run voice mod and parsec at the same time, I would absolutely be adding the echoey filter for it. Just be like, hey, Surfer God, hanging out.
Oh God.
Okay, you're not gonna get to this point until much later, but when you get into fights on the water, any Pokemon that don't have a swimming animation get a little platform to stand on, and it looks like it's patterned to look like Arceus's little thing, in the same way that your phone has the little ring around it. And so it literally, Surfer God,
He is the
summons
Surfer
swords
God.
for you.
God, I'd never noticed that connection.
Well, to be fair, it's only a connection that you'd really think a little bit about if you were like me, and making Surfer God jokes, I guess.
Damn it.
But yeah, the way ghosts move around in this game is a little bit annoying when you're trying to track them, because they just kind of.
They're ghosts.
I mean,
Makes
I
sense.
understand why they do it, but it's still a little
Nice
bit
shot.
tricky. Yeah, very nice shot.
Drifloon is so cute.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's so round.
Spherical.
Spherical.
It's not sparkling in the distance.
Eee.
Glimmering over there.
Ooh, glittery.
Bonk. I like to imagine that hitting a Drifloon with a Pokeball makes something akin to the sound of a dodgeball.
Oh God.
You know the one.
Yeah.
That rubbery bounce.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
Speaking of voice mod, I need to have that on my soundboard. Instead of like the cartoon bonk sound effect, it's just that.
Cartoon Bonk is so good though.
It is, but compare it to the comedy of, rather than someone getting bonked by a stick from off stage, someone just fucking beans a dodgeball at them when they make a bad joke. My brain immediately defaulted to the scene from Chicken Little. And that might
was
be
thinking-
in part. Sorry?
What was? Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I imagine it was thinking of a different movie or
Yeah, and then I
show that had
completely
dodgeball.
forgot.
But probably the reason that it came to mind immediately for me was because of the fucking Chicken Little video game that we had growing up. Where that was a level, you had to kick the shit out of the popular kids in dodgeball. It was not easy.
It's never easy fighting popular kids.
It doesn't get any easier after school. You get out of school and you have to fight the popular kids all over again. And by the popular kids, I mean politicians. And rich people.
I
Which
hate
that,
rich.
that Venn diagram is a circle. I got to a point a lot where I would just compulsively check my decks or like check in with Laventon to make sure that I had a bunch of stuff, and I was like, you see, I'm doing good, right? I'm doing good. Also, 'cause
Please
I like,
look at this.
I did the opposite thing. I noticed that it gives a bonus for every 10 Pokemon that you have register all at once. So I would just explore for a long time until I had a huge number of Pokemon racked up
Yeah.
to turn in all at once.
see, that's what I'm doing now that I'm completing the decks. Like I'm realizing, like, oh, this could be a good way to make a little bit of extra cash or points.
I think that caps out at 40.
It
Yeah, it
does,
might.
but I didn't know that. You've made good progress on these research tasks, Skyla. I do believe you're ready to move up the ranks.
It took him a second for the loading bar to go as he was watching the little meter on the Pokedex cover go up as it filling up with points.
Let's head back to the village and report the good news to Captain Silene. It's time you earned yourself a star.
You got a star.
He's gonna be a superstar.
Woohoo!
Because you didn't get enough stars already.
This
No,
you
I'm
try
not
and
stuck with
go-
me, Mario. What are you talking about?
you try and go further further east on the continent, and then you just hear and then it's Giratina's cry. You must have at least 6 stars to make it this area. Now I need to make a fucking Mario 64 memes about this game. I have a powerful need.
Go.
We got a Wurmple to show me.
Nice.
I get my
We sure
selection of a
do.
lot.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are some quests where they ask to keep Pokemon. Oh, you really
It does
brought
warn
me
you ahead of
one.
time, though, so you don't need to worry about choosing
Oh
anything
yeah,
too
they always
much.
warn you. You must be as good as the rumors say. I'd like to name this Wurmple right away. Now I've been told a Wurmple will evolve into a Pokemon known as Beautifly, so I should give it a name with that in mind.
You know exactly where this side quest is going, right off the bat, don't you?
What are you talking? Oh, this is a tough decision. Which of these do you like best? Beauticia, Beautifred, or Bugene? If you don't pick Bugene, I don't know what you're gonna
These are all
You
fantastic
read
names.
though.
They're all quality names.
Eugene is generally the one I hear as the best, and it's my favorite.
I like Beautifred.
Beautifred is pretty good though.
They're all great.
Go with Beautifred.
Beautifred is pretty good. Yeah, I like Beautifred too. I guess that's decided then. Beautifred. I'll raise Beautifred to be a splendiferous Beautify. Just you wait and see.
I will.
Splendiferous what?
Did I say Beautifly?
Wurmple can evolve, by the
Yeah,
way.
it just sounded weird.
Nintendo
Beautifred
Switch
will
has
evolve into a
games.
beautiful Beautifred.
Whir.
Reading it say were just makes me think about how in Japan they use W's instead of like lol or whatever, which is just really funny to imagine being spoken aloud because it's just like whoa, 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 whoa. It's like the opposite of like here comes another Chinese earthquake or but with just with W's.
Alright.
I think Mush voiced this character.
Oh,
Please
and
let
to
me
finish
see
it-
Starlies. Yeah, you have to finish the dex entry.
Yeah,
Ah.
so you gotta go through with just one extra step.
Almost. I should have got one more. Okay.
Hang on, I'll be right back. And let me just go get you another bird.
One last bird.
Another bird for the road.
Hey,
Ba-da,
if you have progress to report, I will judge its worthiness. Show me your Pokédex.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see your report card.
Your report.
You have made progress. Seems you have earned yourself a star.
Hog.
That's very pog, actually.
With this, you have officially attained the rank of first star in the Galaxy Expedition Team.
This means you can sit at the
Hooray!
cool kids table at lunch.
Woo,
There's a
yeah.
lot of stars there.
Yay.
Again, if I had voice mod working, you know exactly what I'd be doing right now. Yeah.
now-
Nice, heavy balls.
Heavy. My balls are made of titanium.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Duke Nukem.mp3.
Black Tumblestone.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's like
nice.
Tumblestone, but black.
Really?
Big
I know.
Big news, I know.
What the
Surprising,
fuck?
isn't it?
You kidding me?
You telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
That a stranger like you should fall from the sky and yet flourish among us like this is a testament to your
Among us.
native talent and hard work.
And Silent, like, Skylar's just like laughing to herself, and Silent's like, "What's so funny?"
Most people prefer it when things are simple enough to be judged on face value alone. Improving your worth by moving up through our ranks is something anyone can understand. Keep at it, and even if you did fall from the sky, people may be more willing to accept you.
Yeah, even
I
though
feel
you
like
might be an alien or something.
Don't feel when people don't accept you because you fell from the sky.
Me at my coming out
I
party,
every
guys.
time.
I have something very important to tell you. I fell out of the sky.
Working your way through the ranks will also be a help if you wish to make a life for yourself here. A higher rank will grant you access to more types of Pokeballs and greater rewards.
Some of these rewards are pretty sweet.
Some of them are not.
You shouldn't
You'll know which
Some of
ones
them are
which.
sour or bitter or spicy.
For today, at least, you've earned yourself a meal at the Wallflower and a good night's rest.
You need more potato mochi out there? Alright, that's it. Going back inside.
So, Skylar, my girl. I believe a jolly good congratulations is in order. Well done on earning a first star rank.
Our usual order of potato mochi tastes even better when there's something to celebrate. Hey, by the way, have you taken on that request Beauregard had? I haven't had the heart to tell him. Well, most Pokemon here don't know much about Pokemon. You've noticed, right?
Most Pokemon don't know much about Pokemon.
Is that what I said? Whatever. So it's our job at the Survey Corps to take care of any issues that crop up because of that. We're basically Pokemon problem solvers.
Indeed so.
That means they solve problems about Pokemon and solve problems with Pokemon, sometimes creating more problems in the process. Like, I caught this Bidoof to help you with your construction, but now it's eating the house!
Some people will ask you for help when you talk with them, while other requests will need to be claimed from the blackboard I keep in my lab.
I don't know why they make them separate like that, because there's not that many that are on the blackboard.
Speaking of which, weren't you approached with a request recently, Ray? What's it all about?
That one might be a better fit for Skyla than me. I don't think I'll be able to pull it off unless I get better at Pokemon battling first.
Ah, yes. That request came from Mai of the Diamond Clan, if I recall correctly.
I'm afraid to reference Maya's voiced by Dubbie. Just
The people of the Diamond Clan have lived here in Hisui since before the Galaxy team arrived.
Colonization of native lands, Laventon.
If we could establish good relations, I'm sure there's much we might learn from them, including more about the local Pokemon.
The difference here is that this is actual communication, as opposed to just violence.
But we can discuss all that tomorrow. For today, we should eat up and get some rest.
Like, clearly the Galaxy Expedition team are the people that are, like, have invented, like, catching Pokemon and stuff. So, like, they could have just caught a bunch of, like, Garchomps and shit and then raised the Earth, but no, they're actually communicating because they're decent people.
And also because they're fucking terrified of Garchomp.
Yeah, that also has a role in it.
People piss their pants at the sight of a Starly.
They show up to this land and the Diamond and Pearl clans are just like, hey, welcome, and then they're like, they see a Starly and they're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh yeah, we're scared of them too. You'll get used to them. Hey Skyla, before I go meet Maya about that request, mind showing me how you do in battle?
I do. Mind.
Bit busy.
I love all the no options in this game. They're very funny. Great, I'll be at the training grounds. Oh, there's another character at the training grounds that we gotta meet. If you've been catching lots of Pokemon, you can change up your team at the pastures. And just so you know.
Thanks for letting me know, buddy.
We still got a couple more game mechanics that you gotta learn before we're done. Just a little bit more. If you wanted to change out your array of Starly and Bidoof for
What?
different
This
Starly
is
and
the
Bidoof.
most balanced team.
Yeah, but what if you want to have other Starly so that you can have
What if you
have
want
a full
a
team
team
of
of
fully trained
6
Starlies?
Starly?
A family can be a team of 6 Starlies and nothing else. Wasn't there one that was at level 4? Wasn't one of the Drifloon at level 4?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, tough guy.
You might want to hurt me.
I somehow missed when you caught that Ponyta. I might have commented and said nice, but then not processed what was going on.
There were 2 horses.
Yeah, and one of them, I remember the one that got away.
The horse that got away.
All right,
It was not the Horse Girl movie we hoped.
all right, we gotta nickname some of these other guys. What's a good horse name?
My balls.
Chestnut.
Oh, Chestnut's a really good one. What was yours, Quark?
It was a joke.
I couldn't hear what it was, regardless.
Bloodraiser.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go with that.
Classic horse girl horse name.
What if we
I ha-
named it like Killer, or like Skull Stomper or something?
Haunts.
Nibbler. Completely inappropriate for it. It would be very appropriate for like Bidoof or something, but no. Nibbler the horse.
Just nibble
Well,
on
horses
grass.
will nibble your fingers if you let them.
Sorry, I just Pokemon, he's
licensed to
British,
eat
he can't
finger.
help colonize.
Some of the different characters are implied to be from other regions in this game, and I like that.
I mean,
I don't
everyone's from
remember
different
about a lot of
regions.
them, though.
These people are coming here from other
Yeah, I know,
places.
but sometimes it's more obvious than with others,
Yeah, like where they're obviously meant to be from. Like
or like when they
Bleffington's definitely from
explicitly
Galar.
say. Okay, that one I might have just missed. I might have just been stupid. I'm just gonna look up horse names.
Horse names. What if we do
Well,
Pato?
Yeah, potato.
Oh, this is okay. The first list of list of most popular horse names from Saddlebox.net: Bella, Alex, Lily, Alexia, Fancy, Sugar, Lady,
Fancy.
Tucker. I kind of like Fancy though. Okay, well,
I want
we
us
use-
to
let's-
name it after like a
let's-
racing horse or
Yeah,
something, like
that's just what I was
Secretariat or
just gonna say.
something.
We need to
Let's
give her
add
some
something
kind
to
of
fancy.
racehorse name.
Fancy something. What's the first? What's the ad?
We only
what's
have
the
12
noun in
pairs. We
this?
can't do a
Fancy
real
pants.
racehorse.
I
name.
don't,
True enough.
if a horse
Fancy
wore
pants.
pants, would they wear it like this or like that? Slow dance.
That's really cute, actually. Slow dancer.
I like that.
Yeah. That is also a very horse race name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Shinx in your Brilliant Diamond was named Jules, right? What if you did
Vermin.
Watts.
Minerals.
Watts was my suggestion? Because it's also a name.
Mm.
Sort of.
Watson.
Close enough. Electricity, my dear Watson.
My dear 1000 watt son.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember Manny-Rel. Fuck. I know that's an Ace Attorney name, but I can't remember what
There's
what it's
a
related.
Mackerel. I know.
Oh yeah, there is Mackerel. I remember him. He
We
died.
need to name our basculin that.
That would be really good, actually.
Actually, Magikarp.
Yeah. I love that they just fucking throw the box.
Dump it.
Yeah.
Don't.
Here, take this.
Take your fucking box and like it.
I got you something. Don't
Thanks.
spend it all in one place.
Fancy kimono.
Oh, fancy bottom.
Fancy
last
Bum
item
should have
is-
been the name for Ponyta.
So that last item just is based on a Pokemon that was in the like ads and stuff, but is otherwise new to this game. So I don't know if you want to look at that or not. I don't know how much
I
you
mean,
know.
looking at it is a pretty good way of having a first exposure to it. It's just not like, I don't know. Like, it's still
No, that's-
being
that's-
seen
I was
in
wanting Dubbie to be
game.
able to make that choice.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like it's a Kitsune mask based on a Pokemon. Like that much is safe to say. I think there's now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that I unlocked a regular looking Kitsune mask later in the game, or it might be something different. I might be
Just
thinking
a
of.
normal one.
Yeah, which when I'm thinking about it out loud is what makes it weird, but I'm pretty sure it's something different now that I'm talking out loud about it.
Starly girl.
I named mine Stella, I think it was, and I remember pointing out that yours in Diamond was named Astra, and both of
Yeah.
them were related to the sky.
I think I have a Staraptor named Jackie.
Oh, that's a cute name.
Mm.
I always love hearing nickname suggestions from Quark because a lot of them are from when she was younger, and she has very specific memories of nicknames of Pokemon she had when she was younger. So like you get things like Banana for Infernape.
Yeah,
which is
I
a
had
really
a female Chimchar.
Yeah. Just really, really good and simple nicknames. Like the equivalent of naming a dog Pokemon Fido or something.
I always name my Growlithe Rover.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Aw.
But in the meantime, we need a nickname for a Starly.
Hmm.
Well, we already have a Borb.
We do.
So glad that it's named Borb.
I mean, it's not going to make much sense once it evolves, but
Oh, but who
don't care.
cares? It's so cute.
How about stir underscore?
Sterling.
It's a YouTuber, or I guess more of a Twitch streamer at this point.
Gomez suggests Starla, which is a nice, simple alteration.
Used to collab
Wait.
with Germa a lot.
Ah.
Feathers or something basic.
Shine Sprite. I don't know.
It's cute.
Shine.
Power Star. You need to catch. You need at least 6 Power Starlies to make it through this door. Oh, what about
you
Peach?
can buy a
Like
you can buy a
Princess Peach's
Power
castle and
Starly
getting
for
through
20
the
gold
doors
coins.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Dance time. Peach, that's cute.
Drifloon.
Dear Skyla, please come to the village. I've baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Peach.
Peach. I love that video.
Not like
All right.
Luna, but spelled like balloon.
Oh, that's good.
Luna.
That's really good. I remember I couldn't think of anything good for mine, and so I was like, okay, what are some things related to balloons? Okay, height, air, high up in the air, Heidi. And that was it. And it stuck.
Heidi. That's cute.
I think also on my mind was like, what are some good H names? Because I don't want to use Hindenburg for the blimp.
I think I named mine just Blimp.
That's actually really good. Sometimes the simple names are good.
True.
Big
A
Weasel.
big weasel.
A big
big
Buizel. I don't know, man. Can they?
Can Pokemon of the same species really come in different sizes?
People do.
I know the professor said they do, but I'll have a hard time believing it unless I see different sized ones lined up side by side. I tried to make it different, and then I'm realizing it's slipping slowly into Patrick Warburton.
It is natural. He's in the security corps after all.
If there really are Weasel bigger than mine, I'd love to see them alongside the one I have, for comparison's
My
sake.
Buizel's bigger than you.
Alternatively, he might just be happy to have 2 Weasels.
No.
You're a natural when it comes to catching Pokemon, right?
No, he would not. He is very, very specific.
I bet you see where I'm going. Bet you see where I'm going with this. Apparently, a lot of people had a lot of trouble with this one.
Yes.
Haven't finished it.
I got it my very first try.
So it can work with just regular ordinary Weasel that you catch out in the wild.
Uh-huh.
But what the hell? I've caught so many of the damn things. Why haven't I been able to finish it?
I think it's supposed to be one of the heavy varieties.
I did that.
I don't fucking know.
See the summary. You can see on the summary how tall they are. They need to be match a specific height.
I guess. If you catch a Weasel bigger than mine, would you let me have it? I'll make it worth your while. I just remember seeing... I didn't watch a bunch of Chongo shows.
Women love a man with a big Buizel.
Have you brought me a bigger Weasel?
I don't know, maybe.
This one's 2-3.
Is that tall enough?
No.
Unfortunate.
I like how you guys know immediately that it's not tall enough just because you've had more trouble with this. Good gravy, I never expected you'd bring one so quickly.
Gravy.
Well,
Fair, I'm looking for a bigger one, though.
2-8.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I see.
But I remember seeing on Twitter, Chongo Show it was either a screenshot or like a clip from one his streams of it, but on the Twitch layout there was the text, maybe you should go and find a bigger Weasel or something like that, like in the same way of like maybe you should have something something and then you'll calm down kind of thing. Yep, that's really good looking Galar smokestacks.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking a minute for me. I know your plate's full right now. We're gonna need a bigger Weasel. I'm gonna be straightforward with you about something.
I'm really bad at this.
That's literally what he's about to say.
I know!
Everything alright?
I don't understand how anyone can handle taking on Pokemon in battle. I know I'm a Survey Corps member, and I've even got my own partner, but I just can't do it.
Your partner?
Partner.
Partner.
That's right. Take a look at my very own partner.
Yeah.
Ah. Big man. This is my Pikachu.
Pikachu chain smokes.
I call him Big Man. During that Shinx attack, I should have had Pikachu fight at my side, but my mind just went blank. And really, when you get right down to it, Pokemon are terrifying, right? Why should this thing be able to fire electricity? That's a good question, actually.
He makes a solid point.
Also, his voice is like really deep. But watching you at work completing those research tasks
Pikachu works a
convinced
9
me.
to 5 job.
This Pikachu has a wife and kids at home. If I want to do my Survey Corps work well, my partner and I have got to be a team. And our first step towards being a real team is to battle your team.
Well, good luck.
Big
Actually, Pikachu is super effective against half of the team right now.
Oh, you know what? That's really a good point.
Only 2/3, only 1/3. Rowlet's neutral because the grass resists.
No, Star. Oh, does it? I always forget about. I forget about resistances a lot.
I always
Garrett
forget that
remembers
grass
his elective.
resists electric. Like,
Yeah,
in
it's also-
particular.
It's also a weird one. Just pushing him. Alright, Peach, honey, I need you to line up right here, please. Peach, dear. Peachy.
Alright.
You can do the tutorial for that after this battle.
Agile style. Agile gust.
You did that gust exceptionally
Oh,
fast.
dear.
Big.
Yep, that's
Peach's
strong,
kill.
alright.
Goodbye, Peach.
Still have so.
We're terrifying and will murder you at the first given opportunity.
This Pikachu will, at any rate. This Pikachu has, like, a chip on
In the
its
process
shoulder.
of doing it.
Yeah. Leafage.
This Pikachu has battle scars from the war. And when you ask him what war, he'll say which one.
What?
You defeated Pikachu.
Big.
Battle decided.
Well, you seem so in sync with your Pokemon. My eyes kind of fused the icons on the Discord layout with the Pokemon team, so it looked like Disgruntled Mushroom was gaining experience points from that battle. the Parasect icon didn't change much either.
Congratulations, your Scrunty evolved into Breloom.
That was amazing. The way you fight alongside your Pokemon, you don't seem one bit scared of battling. We'll just have to
I wish
catch
I
up as
didn't
best we
piss
can.
myself when I was.
Right, Pikachu?
big, yeah.
Please be
You
nice to me.
said it, man.
Fair enough. Pikachu's already got a bit of a tendency to attack, you see. That's why he normally stays in his ball. I guess the first step for Pikachu and me might be getting a little friendlier with one another.
This Pikachu has definitely shocked him before.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Earlier when we were talking about like how the Shinx could have shocked him until he confirmed it outright, we were thinking that the Pikachu on his team could
Yeah,
have shocked
I didn't
him.
remember it was a Shinx attack. I thought it was his Pikachu that time.
I forgot that it was a Shinx attack specifically as well. Like I was thinking very likely it could have been one or the other. Oh, by the way, the professor said Pokemon have these things called types, which apparently make a big difference in how battles go. Pikachu here seems to be an electric type, for example. He also could kind of wreck your whole team right now. Oh wow, they just showed you the whole type chart. I forgot about that.
Both Pokemon and moves have types. I know this. And the
I
classic
know more
trio.
than you. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. They do have fairy type. As
Yeah.
well.
Yes, stereotype does exist.
Dubbie for now.
Oh,
So
I
you're
know,
the one?
I know who this is.
Oh.
So you're the one! That new recruit everyone's talking about?
Yeah, I was thinking it was either gonna be
I
her
like
or
this
my.
woman. She's big.
Mm-hmm. Name's Zizu, captain of the security corps.
The moment that I met her, I immediately thought
hello.
to Wander being like, I like the kind of woman that can kick my ass.
Yes. Same. Same.
I see you've got some fight in you. Figured I'd stop by and give some advice I could.
This voice is
Give
gonna
what
take some
advice?
shopping.
Captain Zizu's a member of an ancient martial art where you guide Pokemon in battle.
Now listen, if your Pokemon's truly mastered its moves, it can actually use them in different styles.
Holy
we
shit,
saw.
really? I just figured that out like 5 minutes ago.
On the one hand, you can choose to deliver a move in strong style. Move will deal more damage, but afterward it'll take longer for your Pokemon to act. On the other hand, you could choose to unleash a move in the agile style.
I like that
Such a
one more
move-
because it rhymes.
Such a move will have less power behind it, but your Pokemon will act more quickly afterward. In truly favorable conditions, it might even get out 2 moves before the opponent can act.
Holy shit.
Imagine.
Strong style moves, agile style moves, and of course regular moves. Choose which is right for a given situation, and direct your Pokemon with a little nudge.
I don't remember. It probably tells you here. Actually. Oh yeah. Both of them use more PP. So you'll run out of uses faster.
I see.
Oh, one more thing. If you want to teach your Pokemon some powerful moves, just let me know.
I would love to teach my Pokemon some powerful moves.
I would love to teach my Pokemon. Or have Pokemon. Well,
I
that's
would
certainly
also
handy to
love
find
to
out
have Pokemon.
Well, that's certainly handy to find out about before going to tackle Mai's request. You remember? I mentioned it earlier. I'm heading down now to see about Mai's request. I'm supposed to meet her down past the foot of Aspiration Hill. You should come along too. Get ready then, then meet us down there, would you? And by ready, I mean double checking what Pokemon you'll bring, and maybe even teaching them some new moves from Zizu. Yeah, she's also the move tutor. And she teaches, and when I say move tutor, I mean like she teaches new moves that they wouldn't get otherwise. And there are some really good ones.
I keep forgetting she exists.
Yeah.
Granny, why are you
He's
playing this
so
game wrong?
cute.
Why, like specifically regarding moves, I don't know why you have such a big problem with that. It's like the moment that I realize that a move isn't doing enough damage, I'm like, I need to upgrade this immediately.
My
it
big
bothers
problem
me.
was that I was strapped for cash for my entire
Yeah,
playthrough. so
that's one
I
thing.
prioritized bag upgrades and healing items.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
bag upgrades are ridiculous.
True final boss.
Thing is, I was constantly underleveled, so moves not doing enough was just a fact of life.
I wonder why you were underleveled. It's because you kept dying because you kept hitting them with scratch at level 60.
I wasn't dying. I was doing decent. I was just burning through a lot of revives.
It sounds like you were dying.
I'm doing decent, except for the fact that I kept dying.
And when
I
someone's
didn't hit a wall until post game. I was struggling, but I was getting through.
I just think there's easier ways to do it.
Also, yeah, stealth rock is very different in this game. There's a couple of moves that have been changed like that. I think spikes as well.
Yeah, spikes, stealth rock, all that. They've changed to work more like fire spin.
Yeah, because
There's
much premise on wild battles, so entry hazards don't really do a whole lot there, so they rework the move.
Yeah.
I believe they pretty much one of the weird things, like one of the mainstays that they did get rid of that is a little bit weird. Not like in a why did they remove that? That's such a weird omission, but just a kind of redundancy thing. They changed the way that a lot of statuses worked.
Oh,
work.
yeah, they did.
Like sleep is now drowsy, which means you can move sometimes.
Drowsy is just paralysis, but it lowers a different stat.
Yeah, and then
Frozen got replaced. I don't remember what they call
Frostbite.
it now. Frostbite, and it's basically just burn.
And there's no
Oh,
confusion.
that was a different stat.
No confusion.
Yeah,
No confusion whatsoever.
which means that Zubat now needs a different annoying move to spam, so it got Hypnosis.
Oh.
Didn't it get both?
I love Zubat.
It doesn't have it does not. There's no confusion status in this game.
Yeah,
I mean,
Super
didn't
Sonic
have
doesn't
hypnosis
exist.
already.
It might have already. I might have.
I don't
I've
think
misinterpreted what
so.
you said. Hypnosis was a weirdly. Not a lot of Pokemon learn it early enough in the game that it would be useful, because when you have accuracy as bad as Hypnosis, you don't really
Use it.
you don't have much leeway in the later part of the game.
Those moves that's usually probably meant more for AIs to use than human players.
Yeah, you really start to feel that, especially when it's like, fucking God, there's some. To change name? Why though? It's already perfect. Yeah, if a
We're
Pokemon.
Orb forever.
If a Pokemon does have open slots when they level up and learn a move, I believe they automatically equip it, but for some of the tutors, it works differently. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have to get going now.
Okay. See ya.
Alright.
This was fun.
This was a lot
This
of fun.
is fun.
Yeah, can't wait till the next one. But I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye bye, Mush.
Oh, bloody hell.
How much later do you think we're going to be gone, by the way?
Yeah, we've been going for 3.5 hours.
This is a good video game.
This is a good video game.
Video game.
I mean, it seems like a good
I
stopping
mean-
point.
Yeah.
I do need to get myself something to eat. So I was gonna,
Oh, yeah.
even if we do keep going, I was gonna have to go and grab something. But actually, it's getting pretty close to dinner time for me. So, oh yeah, Anth gets a bunch of styles in stock depending on like how many Pokemon you have registered. If you have a specific Pokemon registered, different story progress, different side quests. So like, I felt like half the time I talked to her, she would always have something new,
Yeah.
and then I would scroll through and not be able to find what was new because all the names either look the same or just it shows up like there's no indicator of what is a new item.
Sometimes it's just like a new color.
Yeah.
Can't see the
Yeah.
hats.
If you can't see, has to change your hairstyle.
Yeah.
Just
Which
apparently.
is
It's
right
really
next door.
weird. Like I
Yeah, for this specific yeah, so the lady right there. Yeah.
Edith.
I believe actually I think is Edith on the chart? Edith is, but she's Mush, so no voice for now, I guess. It's mostly just menu stuff.
She's my
No.
Let's get you inside, man.
Get a haircut and then.
What sort of look?
Survey Corp style. You can have the. You can have a hat. You can there's Survey Corp style, aka hat style, or no hat style.
You can be
Sure.
bald.
Ooh.
That's cute.
That is cute.
I haven't seen very many of the female hairstyles in this game.
Hmm. What? Which sort of just standard.
To be fair, the standard hairstyle, the long, is very cute.
Just snap.
You unlock more colors and hairstyles by doing other things, like other requests and stuff down the line, and there are some really good ones.
Blonde eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyebrows are yeah.
Shave them off like Captain Silene.
Oh god. You might be onto something.
That's very cute.
We're now permitted to hat.
Our hat's gone.
Yeah, and this is especially weird because looking at that particular line that she says there, normally, like in my experience, because I had a male trainer, she would say like, "Do you want to wear your hat or no?" Because that's just a different. They just changed the way that it.
I mean,
It's just an extra step. It's weird.
Probably also depends if you had a hat equipped already.
Oh yeah, no, I usually did.
Yeah,
But-
I always have a hat on.
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, the survey cord thing is considered a hairstyle rather than a hat.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess
But
because
yeah,
it's a ponytail, so a lot of hats wouldn't go with it.
Oh, it's
It just wouldn't work well. Oof. Oh yeah, you can also be Naruto.
Kick ass.
I know that there's other context in which one would refer to head or have a headband, but no, there's not. It's Naruto.
Is Ryu from Streets on Naruto?
Ryu from Street.
Okay, you know what? There's two flavors of headband. There's Ryu from Streets, and there's Naruto. Yeah, the one you got from the mystery gift.
Yeah. Oh, what's it got?
Yeah, the Growlithe ones are cute.
Ooh.
Oh, that is super cute.
That is a very good look.
Yeah.
Yeah. We fashion souls.
Fashion
Yeah.
souls.
Oh yeah, weird thing about this game though. You have that trainer card on the pause menu. That
Yeah.
picture never changes, and there's no way to change it.
Huh?
I don't know because there's no like online battling in this game. So there's no like you can trade with people online, but there's no online battling and stuff in which other people would need to see your trainer card. Or like so it's just a weird, I don't know. It just seems kind of strange that they wouldn't at least update it to show your current look or something. But oh well.
Weird.
This is a good video game. I like it a lot.
Is.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Excited to play more. When are we available next week?
Well, I'll set up a when to meet, but I'm pretty much available anytime on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and then the weekends. But God, I want to see more of this game too. I've already I know this whole game, but like I love seeing people's reactions to it in real time. Also, funny voices. I like those.
Yeah. Any suggestions for raids or?
Let me check my following list. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, no one I'm looking at is streaming right now, I don't think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't really. I don't see anyone. We could look for people that are streaming streaming this game, or actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe you scrolling through here is a bit spoiler potential.
Yeah. Maybe not this idea.
I couldn't see anything immediately pop out to me as spoilery when looking at it, so that's good. But let's look. I'm gonna look under. I'm gonna look under Pokemon Coliseum.
Ooh.
Like Coliseum sometime. I had XD as a kid and I loved that, but I never could play the Coliseum.
Channel Space Embalmer. Space like the word, and then embalmer, as in the process you do to a body when they're dead. Embalmer.
If the right thing will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Space Embalmer.
Embalm them spaces.
Then they could have done like the fairy train with a fairy type one, and then they could have...
Yeah.
This was so much fun.
I like this game.
Good game.
This is a very good,
Good
very
video
good
game.
video game. I'm very excited to see more of it.
Yeah.
All right, but until next time.
Till next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I should actually open up the
Video games.
Video games, dude.
I'm gonna head out and get some lunch, I think.
Oh yeah, I
Alright.
definitely gotta go get something to eat soon. But I like this. This game's soundtrack is really good.
It is.
I don't remember XD or I don't remember Gale of Darkness having like a notable battle theme. But this slaps.